Oh boy.
I like to be moved.
Uh,
Just one
well,
night
you're
stand.
unmuted, so hey everyone. Welcome
Hello.
to Hunters of the Dark Capital. As you can see, tonight is gonna be a big one. This is the first big boss fight of any of the campaigns. The others in the final acts, final bits of the prologue were something, but this is a whole different beastie because this is the highest level group at level 8 in the hardcore game, all things. And yeah, so we're gonna have a good time tonight. And I've told the players this, and they're all here. They can test for themselves. But I will
Hi.
say this is a very hard battle. This has been prepared months in advance, and this was also beefed up based on the factors of what they have. Also, welcome to September. It's September. Also, if you guys subscribe to my channel, you get the custom emotes, blah blah blah. No ads, which are now a thing. Yeah, got a shell. But let's get into the recap. Last we left off, Hunters of the Dark Capital, having dealt with in a temple of Udbris, known as a rot house, uh, dealt with the Nosferatu and vampiric mind flayers down below, freezing the mind flayer in its current state. Remember that. And quickly went upstairs after retrieving the second cache of the Great Hunter Bloodhound. And from there, y'all saw that Elowen was quickly captured in a purple orb, which is a soul gem, which temporarily can keep someone in if they're highly magically inclined. Like Elowen, they can attempt to break out, but it is a bit harder for other types of creatures. Because you saw an incubus and a succubus that were servants of Solas, who, in getting one of the eyes of the world, has essentially leveled up in power and prowess. Sent them to capture Elowen and the Columbite, who is a descendant of a Titan, aka the Giant's Mode. And that was largely because Solus feared capable of, even if he is, resistant to certain magics. You did battle, and you got a taste of what battle is going to be like for the rest of the game. Very difficult, but in very clutch movements, very good strategy, despite people going up and down a few times. You guys won, and you got 2 levels. You got the pouches of these demons, including their 2 weapons, a spear, which can turn into a scythe, which I believe Nez has, and then an Everburn blade, which is a flaming greatsword. From there, you took a rest. That's when you got stronger. And now a new day has come, and Nim has said he can get you guys pretty close to where Solus is currently. And that's where we left off.
Addendum. The blade went to Elias.
Went to Elias. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if we decided that last time. We had a little bit of discussion, and I think the decision was ultimately Elias.
Yeah, no one else really needed it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm swimming in weapons.
It's good.
You are a martial class.
That's
Yeah,
always
true.
good to have, yeah.
And it helps with my new feet I have, so.
So.
You got a 3rd foot?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's a part of the corruption you've gotten. Little foot.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
We have some business to attend to before you properly leave the rot house. 2 things. Points at everyone in the group. What were those 2 things?
Number 1,
Loot.
the loot.
Okay.
Loot.
So you open the
We got
bag
the
of holding.
pouches from the fiends and the cash.
Alright, which ones do you open first?
Let's do the bag of holding whatever the thing Bloodhound left is.
Yep, it was another bag of holding. So that's part of it is another bag of holding.
That can go
Split amongst your allies. So you open it up, which is folding it inside out. It fills half of the room. Firstly, coinage,
Nice.
specifically 40,000 gold pieces.
Cool. That's a lot.
I'll split that up later onto the math.
I already did it. You're good.
Okay, cool.
8,000 each.
Yay.
No, I'll put that as an 1,000.
Don't worry, I'm taking notes too.
All right. Then there is a rusted large axe. It is a great axe. It thrums with this power, and it's got the face of a gnarled demon on it.
Huh.
All right.
It is a blood axe.
Oh.
There is a black staff with a purple gem affixed at the top of it that thrums. It has a bunch of hag runes on it. It's an eldritch staff.
Nice.
Ooh.
There is another piece. Let me double check. An iron ingot of ore. A foot long, a few inches across. However, as it lands, you notice a faint silvery outline of a rune. Specifically, I have art.
Oh.
Thing. Giants came out and gave me all the runes I needed. The iron ingot has the scold rune, is the shield.
Oh.
This is the ingot of the scold rune. Very useful item. There is a nasty looking spear that can collapse and uncollapse with a bunch of serrated edges to the blade on both sides, as if it was to stab someone, it would probably deal a great deal of damage to them.
I have a
Swerve's backbiting.
I have a feeling what I want.
Then there is a box, 2 boxes. Correction.
Box.
First is a simple black box with a rune on it that is not in any giant or witch language or anything like that. You open it and it is empty. It is a blink box. And next to it is a set of 20 bullets. All with different arcane runes and implements on them. These are cataclysm bolts, but they are flavored as bullets instead, so they can be used in a firearm, including a magical firearm.
Ooh, like mine?
Correct. Almost exactly as if the rounds were meant to fit that gun.
Ooh, what do you know?
So a set is 10 each, so you have 20 of these bullets. And the blink back box, the blink box allows you to put ammunition in the box and tie it to a weapon, and it always has that ammunition in it.
Ooh. So it's like a little auto loader.
Yep. It'll always keep that specific type of ammunition as long as that piece is in the box. The next...
So it's like a magical drum.
And you just have to keep the box near you. Like, it has to be within a certain range of you to work.
Cool.
The next is a black whip with a snake's head, almost. Like something with a large, like, it's a little pointed at the end as if to grab. There is an inescapable lash.
Ooh.
The
I
next
love an escaping.
is a lovely ornate lantern hooked onto a smaller, like, rod or staff. This is oh, that's the same one twice. My bad. Sorry, I thought I copied it. This
2 of them.
is a flame friend lantern.
Friend.
The next is a rapier blade. which grabs your attention.
My attention
This blade
has been grabbed.
has a carnelian in its hilt that is engraved with the blood rune. This is a bloodshed blade, specifically a bloodshed rapier. And finally, there is a set of paints, along with a chart of runes. Glow rune pigment. That's it for the cash from Bloodhound.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know. I automatically gravitate towards the Cataclysm bolts and the blink box.
Fair enough.
And do I know what the Cataclysm bolts do?
Give me a second.
We
I'm
also
guessing.
have, we
I'm
have
guessing blink
identify
box.
spells and stuff for some of this other stuff too.
Yeah.
That.
Ah, random. Love it.
It is definitely chaotic, but mostly in your favor.
Yeah. I'm guessing blink box onward is homebrew.
Yep, it is in the Null Shopping Center if you wanted to look at it.
Okay.
It's basically you put a piece of ammunition in there, and it's linked to whatever firearm, and it'll always have that type of ammunition. Special one like the bolts, it will just be the bolts. So, that's a definitely useful one, because that means Elias only needs one bolt. And then if anyone else has a crossbow or anything like that, or a firearm, he can pass it out.
Mhm.
You can also
So-
just chuck them and see what happens. It's a fuck around and find out. On that
I
regard.
bet a monk would have a fun time with that.
Yeah.
Alright. If I'm understanding the blink box correctly, if I attach it, do I have a choice on whether to use these or not?
It will always
just
be the
pause.
Cataclysm bolts, or if you wanted to choose, I'm fine with that as well. Like,
Okay.
if you're like, I want to do a Cataclysm bullet this round.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'll announce that before because clearly,
Yeah.
once it gets shot, I'm assuming hit or miss, it's gonna be used up. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so cool.
But
I'm gonna
yeah.
go ahead and attach that and equip that.
Okay. Sounds good to me. Now we have the pouches from the, what do you call
Beans.
Devils,
the demons. These are pretty simplistic. You open them up, and there's only one thing in each.
Nice.
It's the same thing. It's a very thick disc,
Disc.
with a bunch of engravings in it of an infernal variety. This is what you see. You can make me an Arcana check, or Religion immediately. Would like to do that first before I show it off.
You said religion or arcana?
Correct.
It's the same for me.
What was this called that we're
Whee!
rolling for?
Religion or Arcana check to identify
for-
the large disc-like object.
Okay.
It's a 5
I
inch.
still have a -1 penalty left over from some of my exhaustion, so I'm at 17.
Okay, that's still good. Those of you making the check, yeah. There are 2 soul
Like to make
coins.
one?
Ah.
Oh, never mind. They're already done.
But a soul coin contains a soul.
Nice.
And they have a few different functions. They're definitely not smiled upon in many places.
Hmm.
But but they give those that hold them a little bit of power until it runs out.
Points, Baldur's Gate 3 player.
No, they were already in there, was the funny part.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like, I had already
Yeah,
played
they're
one.
a Avernus thing.
Yep, and just a demon thing.
True.
Alright. Now, who's going downstairs?
Elias, real fast with the Ive box, he's gonna pull it out. He's gonna ask for a sledgehammer. See if anything pops out.
Can I have the rapier and the inescapable lash?
Sure. Though I'm having trouble finding those tap blocks. I don't see them anywhere in the shopping center.
They're not in the shopping center, they are on D&D Beyond.
Oh. There we go.
The Bloodshed Blade. I posted that. And... But yes, you would be able to take the lash and the rapier if everyone else is fine with that, Lapis.
I'm cool with that.
And these items indeed code. Here's the lash. Alright, you say retrieve sledgehammer, and nothing comes out.
Okay, it was worth a shot. All right, Elias will look at everybody else and say, "All right, now that we have a bunch of new goodies, does anybody want to go downstairs and try to break a popsicle with me?"
Nez would go.
I'll come along.
Esther will also go.
Okay,
We're all going.
I guess so.
Let's just all go. That's the safest.
The Clumbite cannot fit down the stairs.
Okay.
He'll stand sentry up there, ready, just in case some other unfortunate visitors arrive. Blade
Some other
at the
poor
ready.
unfortunate souls.
Ha 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 ha. Blanche dies.
Damn.
No.
No, never to see his love again.
No.
Big major bummer.
Would.
Big bummer.
Second, I'm just placing y'all. Ta-da. Yeah. Oh, I gotta get the wild magic.
The new table.
Yep, the official null table of wild magic.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm gonna be careful with that. I've been looking at which spells of mine have all three components to them, and unfortunately, it's a bunch.
Yeah. Also, I haven't introduced how wild magic can be triggered yet, because I did iron out how it gets triggered.
Okay.
So that's always fun. But yeah, you guys come down the stairs, and you see the vampiric mind flayer frozen in place with an ice wall behind it, now blocking the back room completely. The whole room is frozen shut, except for the mind flayer that's in the front of it, like kind of connected. You sense, because of the wild magic in the air, the ice expanded heavily overnight.
Oh.
Mm.
So now he's kind of in it.
Not fully in it, but like there's no way to push him backwards, if that's what you were trying to do.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Is just pull him over, see if he shatters. Okay.
You can attack him, however, I will state this now. If the attack is very low, he will immediately break out of the ice, as he is completely frozen in the state that he was. He has not died. And
Yeah.
he will resume his attack.
Okay. Elias is going to gesture for everybody to come down. He says, everybody get in a position I wouldn't get too close together. So
Can we flank him?
No, you cannot get inside the room. That is all
Okay.
blocked off.
Damn.
Worth a shot.
All right, so gonna make an attack.
yeah, I'm going to. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to cast Thorn Whip.
Okay, display
So
the
I'm-
spell for me.
Okay, yeah, give me a second. I don't have it in the Roll20. I don't know how it posts it there.
It's on your character sheet in D&D Beyond.
Okay,
You would. There's a button that will say display spell in VTT.
got it.
There we go.
Whip.
It is okay. 1 second.
Oh man, it's a material. Oh boy.
So here's the
Um,
thing.
It's a cantrip.
I'm gonna ask you.
Yeah.
You're in the Dark Capital.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes these go off. I'm gonna roll a D100. There is a DC for wild magic in the Dark Capital to trigger regardless of leveled spell.
Okay.
However, regardless of what I roll, if you want to tap into chaos, you can willingly activate a wild magic surge.
I think I would like not to.
Is lower good or bad?
That was probably bad. Or
Well, it's a DC,
to
so
activate.
Mm-hmm.
if it's DC, I imagine lower is good.
Go ahead and go through with the spell.
Okay. So it's a melee attack that I have to
Mhm.
make.
I don't like them not clarifying.
Welcome to Nagar's
Oh,
World.
no.
I was getting ready to say, just
No.
as long as
No.
you don't roll a 1.
Do you have inspiration?
I don't
You
think I
cannot-
do.
You couldn't have even rolled it because you have to declare that before an attack.
Yeah.
So, couple of things. Roll me a D100, please.
Okay. Yeah.
You are
that
the
sounds
first.
awful.
You are the second person ever to roll into the wild magic table. 90. Oh my god! Starting off high. Okay. Noted. First and foremost. He's out.
Damn.
Okay.
Secondly, you look around at your allies. Guys, oh god! Everyone looks like a decaying corpse.
Oh no.
Oh,
I didn't agree to that.
You all see these black rings in the irises of Elias's eyes that are swirling. For the next 24 hours, you will see everyone as a decaying corpse.
Great.
Okay, so they're still moving and they're still where they were, but they just look like they're dead.
Yeah, they just look like they're rotting. You got
what
them.
is what does
What about
decaying
the
glands
mind
look like?
flare? The mind flare still looks the same, right?
No, that also looks like a decaying corpse.
Do they look like decaying versions of themselves? So I can.
Yeah, they look the
Okay.
decaying versions of themselves.
Okay, so I
Um,
can still determine who's like.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So he's just
Oh.
weirded out.
hmm
Yeah, I'm just weirded out.
But yeah, I'm gonna need you guys to roll initiative because the vampiric
Damn.
mind flayer is active. This is it'll probably be resolved with like a second or two, and you're gonna get a long rest. So
Let's go.
Oh, let's go.
as you get a point of inspiration,
Woo!
There we go.
Let's go.
you guys might be able to just destroy it. Blanche, initiative.
I already did.
You did not click on your token, that's why.
Oh,
Roll 20.
Isn't there a new thing for that or no?
I got it, but your initiative is 16.
E.
Oh, I guess this only works if you have a character sheet, right?
Yeah, the auto thing only works if you have a character.
Damn.
it's perfect for that, but there's ways to mess around with.
Hopefully the extension works with that.
Mhm.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. So Elias, starting off, what would you like to do?
I see this guy lunging out towards me. I'm just gonna pull out my gun. I'm gonna say, "Hey, remember this?" And I'm gonna shoot him.
Okay. Roll an attack. I'm not even doing combat music. This is probably over.
I'm just trying to read my thing to see if all of my charges for the gun reset all long rest, or if it's like regains.
I'm not. Yeah, I can't remember on that one. I believe it should at dawn, which it's definitely been dawn.
Okay, cool.
Gothic ambiance to destroy mind fires too.
Yep. Not even.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to pin him to the wall. Okay, not good.
No.
I'm gonna try again.
Okay.
Okay, that's a 16 because I still have my -1 penalty.
Nope. Doesn't hit anymore.
Oh Jesus!
Oh
Neither
my
one
God.
hit. Okay. Elias is going to back up and say, "Okay, didn't go as I planned. I'm gonna back up, activate my shield sigil."
Right.
Field
So
usual.
AC goes up. I have a little bit of resistance to stuff, and I'm going to back up a little bit.
Fair.
I'm going to move. Sorry. I'm gonna move over here. So if he tries to come after me, he has to choose to go to one side because I feel
Fair.
like bad about the idea of him trying to get me while I'm in the center because I know he has a mind blast thing,
Yep.
which he used last time, I believe.
Yes, he did. Nez,
Hey, yeah, here we go.
revenge.
I don't remember exactly what this thing did to me last time to knock me out for most of the fight. But seeing Elias move over to that side, I'll kind of step up here. And with my new 10-foot reach, I'm going to hit this thing with the Lifestealer Lance.
Alrighty.
Epic.
A hit.
Alright, and we'll go ahead and roll damage. And it needs to make a DC 17 Constitution saving throw.
And then it takes the necrotic, correct?
Yeah, if it fails.
Alrighty. Con
That
save.
damage box doesn't look right when I hover over it.
17 piercing, 1d12 plus 6. And then that's 11 plus 6, that's 17, and then 3d6.
Oh, never mind. I was looking
Yep.
at the wrong thing.
Con save you said,
Just-
correct?
DC 17.
Alright, well, no worries there, cause...
I was hyper focused on the last text box.
Alright, so it'll still only take half of that damage because of the necrotic, it has resistance.
Right.
So it'll take 5 necrotic, but it'll take that full piece.
And their movement will be halved, and on account of that, I'm also going to step back. I moved up 15, move another 10 back.
Extremely fair. Alrighty. Blanche.
Yeah. Yes, I would like to.
Also, as a reminder, Nez, you do have a bonus action attack as a Reaper that was in the patch.
Oh.
Didn't you read the patch notes?
Well,
No,
we're
I-
about to.
Go ahead, Lapis.
Well, we're about to get a long rest. So,
You'll have one
Um,
before the boss battle.
yeah. I would like to know, can I cast Agonazer's Scorcher without getting any of my buddies in it?
What's the range on that?
30-foot cone.
30-foot cone.
Good question.
Oh wait, no, it's a 30-foot line, which is 5 feet wide. Yeah, I can get it.
I was about to say, I
From
thought
the
it was a
stairs,
line.
yeah, you can shoot that line down.
Yeah,
5, 10, 15, 30-foot line?
30-foot line.
Yeah, let me double check. You could probably finagle it, but let me just make sure.
5-foot line.
5-foot line. Okay, yeah, no, you can get it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and cast.
Yeah, Blanche is going to hold out his quill and very quickly draw a symbol, like a rune that represents flame, and then this massive beam of fire is just going to appear from that hovering sketch of magic and fly out.
Right. What save do I need to make?
Dex save.
Dex save. Gotcha. 18.
That just fucking hit. That just saves. God damn it.
But did they take half damage?
They do.
Okay, so half of 27, which is not bad. That's still 13 points of damage. Sneeze at.
That's you.
And I need you to roll. Oh, wait, no, I roll the D100 first. Thank you, Lapis.
What did I do?
Safe.
Yay.
Unless you want to trigger another wild magic surge in the basement.
No.
Okay.
I'm content.
That'll be my turn.
Elwyn.
Hi. Do-do-do. I believe, yeah. We should just do a simple little second double ice knife on it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, go for it.
Washa!
Right, 19.
That was supposed to roll for an attack.
No, it's a...
I make a raised spell attack for the first bit of damage.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it didn't make it, so let me just go ahead and quickly do that.
And just roll your spell attack, yeah.
Yeah. So advanced roller, 1d20 plus 8.
It should be on
Activate
D&D Beyond
plus-
for your... You can just click on spell attack and it rolls it.
Where is that? There it is.
Yep.
Eh.
Ugh.
There
Okay,
we go.
20,
Found it.
27. Yeah, that hits. Alright, so...
Nice.
They take the initial piercing damage, which is 9. And then the cold would be from the save, correct?
Yep, and they failed, so 8 cold.
Alright, they will take... Cold? Alright, anything else you would like to do?
I shall use my movement to hide. Is this door open?
Yes.
Hide around the corner.
Okay.
And that will be all, Chief.
Alright, Esther.
Esther's gonna stand on the stairs right here. And hold out her hand that has the glove of blasting on it and is going to
Finger guns.
yeah, scorching ray.
Alrighty.
Give it
That's
some
damage.
icy hot.
Miss.
Okay. Okay. Then bonus action.
With Scorching Ray, shouldn't you have 2 more?
2 more.
Oh, I,
Oh, yeah,
I
you
have
do.
3. I have 3 actually.
3, go.
It says 3.
Yep,
Sweet.
so first one misses. Second one does hit for... Okay, there we go.
That's a good amount of fire damage.
And the last one does miss.
Okay. Bonus action with the Onikiri in my other hand.
Mhm.
I want to expend a charge of it and do demon lure.
Are you sure?
Maybe not.
That will have no effect on this.
Oh, it won't. Okay. I was just reading it. Okay, then do I have any bonus actions? I don't really. Okay, never mind.
All good.
That's it then.
Vampiric Mind Flayer. Ouch. Not looking so hot. Half movement. Yeah. You. 15.
Okay. Oh,
It
hey,
sou-
buddy.
It sounds like one of those tubes that you flip up and down.
Oh, no. Awful.
Gosh.
You think
That's
it's
a-
because of the temperatures that you put.
Nice.
23.
Oh, no. Okay, that'll hit.
We're treating him to the
Are you
to
resistant to
the Bojack
necrotic yet, or was
No.
that okay?
That's everybody else, basically.
All right, and then he's gonna
Nakara-
try and eat your face.
Nakara, we're treating him to the Boja experience.
Mm-hmm.
The Nulubrum Reginae.
Uh-huh. Oh, wait, no, it has to hit you with this, then it can hit you. Okay. Eh. Hey.
God damn it, that's another hit.
Wet slap. You're grappled. And then it's gonna try and suck on your face.
You're shucking on the glass.
Wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
gonna,
no, I don't
it's
have
gonna
that
try and go out with,
exhaustion.
it's gonna try and go out with a bang.
I wish my wisdom save was a little higher, but okay.
I think he should go out with a yang instead.
No, shut up.
God damn it.
Seven. Okay, you
Oh,
take
no.
11 points of psychic, and you take 1 point of exhaustion.
Not another
Back
one.
down to -2 penalty.
Yep, you have a -2 points.
We just
Okay.
got rid of one of those.
And it
I just got rid of one of
pulls
those.
off of your face, and it rips off your bottom cowl. It's destroyed.
No!
No.
My
That's his
signature.
turn. What are you gonna do to it? Hit it?
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna take out my sanguine caress. I'm gonna try to chop him in half.
Go for it.
Here at the cleave.
Give it the gold claw attack. Give it the Vega.
Meaty claw.
Okay, that's a 17.
How do you want to kill it?
Okay. I'm going to push him back after he just like ripped off my face or not my face, my face mask. And push him back with my free arm, get the caress in the other one, and everybody can see that Elias's face, he has a very intense scowl on his face now, and he rams it under where his guts would be, and then pulls the claws up and bisects him from the like ribs up.
Ew,
Hell yeah.
icky.
It plops to the ground. I will get rid of the tracker. But something else also plops to the
Ooh.
As it falls and dies, its head slamming on the ground,
In 2 places.
something pops out of its eye.
Ooh.
A little worm-like creature.
No, 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 no,
I have a second
no.
attack.
And it begins to rapidly run away.
Can I take a shot at it with my gun?
Disadvantage because it is tiny.
Oh, okay. That's still that's a 19.
Alright, that does hit it. It splats across the ground. You kill the vampiric tadpole.
Nice.
Good grief. Thank goodness.
Okay. So I really redeemed myself there at the end.
Yes.
Cool. Okay. Elias looks at everybody, sees that the stuff is dealt with, and says, "Okay, that didn't go exactly as I had hoped, but thank you all for your support."
Where did I miss that?
Nim
I don't remember
yells,
what my
"Hey,
voice is
guys, are you
supposed to sound
good?"
like.
Yeah, we're fine.
Alright.
What'd you say, Lapis?
I don't remember what my voice is supposed to sound like.
It's supposed to be oddly European and deeper.
Genuinely just European.
Some form of
Varying
therein.
forms, yeah.
But with that, you all go back upstairs.
Cool.
And
Elias is gonna ask for a scarf
Nim-
from the iron box.
there is a scarf.
Just a single scarf. He wraps it around
uh,
the bottom half of his face.
Nim fully restores you, like he heals you, but everything you've
Oh, nice.
used is already used. Alright,
Okay.
so we're gonna have to get the dark cycles in there as well, but we're gonna have to teleport. Now, I took a look out there, it's snowing pretty hard, which means wild magic is probably flaring really high, and out here it doesn't take a lot for wild magic to surge. So, I'm gonna teleport us as close as we can get. We might be a little off target, or we might end up in a different plane of existence. So yeah.
Alright. I
And
mean,
it's just a cigarette.
Oh no, what a nightmare it would be.
Yeah, I mean-
Ellen's gonna cast resistance on herself.
I mean, if you cast resistance, she'll go for it. Play the spell.
Wait, hold on a second.
and we all have our
Hmm.
nice winter gear.
You
so
do.
that the cold doesn't bother us much.
It doesn't bother you anyway.
I was gonna do that and I fought against it.
All right. Storm. Okay, you're lucky. Good.
Yeah.
All right. I'm pretty sure the cantrip went through. It fizzles for a moment, like, because right now there's a storm, which means a wild magic flare up. So it kind of fizzles. It's like getting a start on an engine that's sputtering, and then it goes for you. And you're like, okay, it's working. Okay. Could be worse. All right. Let's go.
Alright, let's do this.
How many maps I... size you get. Perfect. You feel the planes shift underneath you. And as if there's a trap door, you fall. They're probably effect, and Nim's like, oh, don't worry, that's just an effect of the wild magic flare. So far so good. And then you are brought.
Nice.
My childhood home. A
Oh.
forge.
Oh, I know that artist.
Vast mountainous areas, a little darker, imagine, than you are seeing right now, as it is kind of always a night like dusk. But there are more trees than usual. Where are we? Was that a compass? Oof. We're a little off target. As you see this miniature holographic globe close back in when you close the compass. We're not in the Dark Capital right now.
Oh.
We are in... We're in the Ocidus... We're in the Circlet Mountains.
Oh.
Which is all the way back in the capital of the year. We should be fine. Give me a second. Y'all take a look around. Stuff like that.
All right.
How far away are we exactly?
Oh, okay.
You are in an entirely different capital.
Okay.
Okay. So the storm here, it's winter, but it's not like wild magic winter.
There is no wild magic up here. You were in the Circlet Mountains.
Okay, cool.
And because you thought for a second you were still in the Dark Capital because it was a little darker, but you realized it's dawn. Like, it's like you're in a deeper part of the mountains. Like, you're in like an inward part instead of an upper part of the mountains. So, like, it's taking a while for light to hit. You're like, oh, that's great. But you seem to be at a ruined mill.
Okay. Elias is gonna look at Nez and say, "All right, well, why don't we poke around a little bit?"
Sure. Anything catch your eye? Because everything just kind of looks destroyed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything kind of looks like it's in a state of disrepair.
Yeah, I mean, it's not much of a look around here, but maybe there's something left behind, something that'll be useful.
All right, sounds good. And Nez will start walking forward.
Make
it's already
me
in.
perception
look over here.
checks.
I would love to.
Elias is going to follow Nez, but also just take a look around anyway.
Can I attempt to sniff or hear things and get
Yeah.
advantage?
I will have advantage for seeing.
I got an
Didn't matter.
18.
25.
Blanche, would you like to make a perception check?
Sure. Do-do-do. Perception.
That's a good move for here.
Is this wagon here? Like, actually here?
Yeah, it is destroyed.
Okay. Can I, like, investigate the wagon?
Sure. That is a ruined wagon.
Well,
Cool.
It should have
Um,
4 wheels, but it's missing 1.
Elwin, and Elias. You sense someone is watching you in that building.
Oh, nice.
Ellen will tap the earring we all have. We'll message back to Esther, the closest one. There's someone in the building I'm facing towards. Or at
Okay.
least we're being watched from it.
Okay.
Well, that's a good idea. I think Elias will do the same for Nez. Essentially the same, just say somebody's watching us.
Do we want to investigate them? Go after him, or
I'm not entirely sure. It doesn't look like this is any sort of big operation thing. I think somebody's probably just hiding out in there from the cold. But
What you notice the most, Elias, with your instincts, these are piercing eyes. They have an.
okay. It perhaps is somebody who is very interested in us. So maybe we do approach with a little bit of extra caution.
all right. Hey, follow me. And Nez is gonna try to like go up and around
Okay.
because it's in this house over here.
Yep.
The big one.
Okay. Yeah, Nez
Oh.
would start sort of rounding the outskirts of the place.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
quick thing. How many paint is there?
There should be. It should be a full set of 6.
6? Okay, thanks.
Let me see the glow.
Yeah, it's 1d4 plus 2.
Yep, 1B.
Alright, cool. Just wanted to get that squared away.
Esther's just
Mhm.
slowly making her way towards Ellen.
So you're
Oh,
trying
just
to? Are
got
you
the-
trying to stealth, Nez?
Ellen's just gonna stand in
As
here.
much as needed. I mean, since we're
stealth
going
check.
around the ruins. Okay. Stealth.
I think
Whoa.
Elias is going to
Thanks.
take Nez's lead and also try to be a little bit quiet.
Oh no. Don't take too much of a lead on that. What's that?
I'm going to ignore that name.
Good.
There's a spear bouncing off of everything when he walks by.
Clink,
You're
clink.
not hiding very well. Your voice from side. Come inside, all of you. Let's do business.
Oh,
Can
I've
I
been waiting for you all.
insight the intent?
Not from audio.
okay.
They're
Oh,
talking-
it's
Is that
just,
something
They
we
have a very
heard?
they have a very monotonous tone.
Okay.
Elias is just going to look at Nez and shrug his shoulders and say, well, I guess so much for that. We'll try again. I got something to help us out later with sneaking.
Yeah, but, no big deal. And Nez kind of looks defeated and makes his way back to the rest of the group.
Yep, you all make your way
Is this
inside.
audio person on the map anywhere? I can't see her.
You can't because they're inside.
Oh,
They are inside. You have to go inside to see them.
walking, clinking about.
You have to move it.
You all come in. The Columbite kind of takes the rear. Nim is
Mhm.
also sitting out here on these broken steps. And he's like, let me know if anything bad happens. I'll look at
There we
your
go.
back.
Elias gives him a thumbs up.
I'll just
Walking.
scream really loud, and that'll be the sick. I'll just. It's been too long. It's been too fucking long. I can't remember the voice at all.
You just
Same.
give it a good old try.
Just give a new one.
You just see leaning against what remains of this table over in the bags of just old potato. Throwing them against the wall boom, where they splat. Boom. Oh, you're finally here. Good.
Feel like I remember this lady. Wasn't she part of Funny Man? What the fuck is his name?
Theodore's group.
Yeah, Theodore's group.
Yes, Muriel would know that Aaron was a part of Zephyr.
Yeah, I'm saying above board.
Oh yeah, no, that's where you would recognize her from. 1 second. You all see this individual.
Indivisible.
Indivisible.
You see a tiefling woman, with dark blue skin, these crystalline horns, where the crystal replaces what clearly seems to be 2 horns that have snapped at some point. These golden tattoos going from the top of her, above top of her lip, down her whole neck and down her chest, and then up her hands with all these other black tattoos. She is not wearing any attire for the weather, and she has strapped behind her waist 2 black scimitars.
She runs warm, so she doesn't need the extra protection.
Yeah. Good to see that you finally made it, although you're in the wrong place. Magic flares will do that to you.
Yeah.
State your intent.
Oh, that's simple. I'm here on behalf of my father. He wants to meet with you all.
Who is?
You've met some of his wardens before.
Oh no.
You.
Des looks at the lance, and is that who they meant by wardens?
No.
Okay, good. That might be bad.
You guys recall that there was a wandering devil
Yeah, that was my first
in the
thought.
red rains of the Dark Capital that
Okay,
spoke to
I don't know
Rohan.
this
You were
guy.
not here.
Yeah.
It spoke to Rohan about an escaped person.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking.
Oh yeah, he was cool.
Are you... It's been a while, but are you talking about that devil that was talking of a bounty on Solas?
Correct. Now, you're to come with me. My father would like to speak with you all plainly. Not exactly come to this world, so you're going to him. And there is no question about that. There is no yes or no. Merely disrobe of your worn clothes. You won't need them where we're going.
But will we be able to return?
Well, don't make any dumb decisions. Yes.
Elias thinks about how he tried to do Thorn Whip earlier and how it didn't work, and he's worried.
Oh, we make dumb decisions.
So, are you ready?
Sure.
Elias sighs and says, "Yeah, all right."
All right, let's go to the... Go.
Going to hell! Yay!
Said you're going to hell.
We're going to the abyss! Yay! We're going somewhere!
We're going
Field
somewhere hot. We
trip.
know that much.
We're going places. Hooray.
We're going to the Bahamas.
Guys,
A brand new all-expense paid trip to the dead Fred frozen way. To the Red Dead Redemption.
no.
Hee-haw, partner.
Immediately, everything around you warps and changes. You feel yourselves move between the weave, between the ether. The first sensation immediately is an overwhelming heat. Followed by the scent of blood, decay,
Oh.
and ash. You find yourselves in a chamber. You look down the rows and aisles. There are cages, there are cells. Heavily. You see the familiar warden devil, but it is not alone. Standing roost on these high points. Oh. A giant, featherless, demonic-looking
Very cute.
Man.
you see running across the floors these cat-sized rats. No eyes, but eyes on the back of their body.
I don't like that.
One of them has a hand in their mouth, and they just run off as if feeding on it. There are several devils wrapped in heavy iron chains, with blades affixed to their chests, wearing these helmets covered in spikes. Hear throughout walls screams here and there. But Aaron looks at you, introducing yourself. My name is Aaron. Welcome to the Maliri prison in the city of Dis, Plane of Fire. And introducing my father, the maimed incarcerator.
The
Gaskin.
featherless one.
You see sitting on this throne of skulls and bone, with a halberd at his side. You see a barbed work. Come on, do it.
I see it.
Oh, I don't. It's glitching. But you see a barbed devil, devoid of barbs. They have been filed down, these small circular marks all across his arms, his skin, his horns, even freshly growing, having been most likely filed. He wears this heavy plate armor with skull motif and design and bones throughout it. And he just looks at you all as he strokes his white chin-strap beard, points outwards. Well.
Goodness, that voice caught me off guard.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I am Gazgan. Welcome to my humble prison. Apologies if my daughter was curt or rude. She is still learning the tools of the trade and working heavily on her project to assassinate a thorn in my side.
Well, I'll give it to her. She gets her point across pretty plain and simple, which is nice.
Gets that from her mama. But I know about all of you. I heard that you ran an encounter with Solas, escapee 735. My warden, he gestures to the one at his left, came into contact with all of you.
Yeah, I remember.
The warden nods. And it looks like not only has Solas gotten busy, he has gained a great deal of power. An eye of the world. Would be a shame if I let it slip to all the other demons in the 9 circles that the sovereign champion of Asmodeus' mate had lost his eye. Would open up a lot of power struggle. But I see opportunity.
Ellen is visibly uncomfortable being here, more so than just the heat.
Mm-hmm. You need to deal with Callahan. I need him back here. He hasn't served his sentence, no sir. His soul belonged to me. Yet he was summoned by that Empress who broke our contract. I want him back. You want him dealt with, and you want the eye back. You won't be able to defeat him at all. None of you have magic high enough to cast at him. So I propose an arrangement. A contract. I will give you a weapon of your choice. One that will break through his ether. One that'll make him vulnerable to all levels of magic. For a brief moment in battle, as long as you keep hitting him.
Elias looks at his things and see he already has a lot of weapons.
And none of those will do. A legendary weapon. A Nagesha weapon. Non-attunable.
Ooh, non-attunable. Now we're talking.
And I would also provide you protection. Make sure you get to Solas safely without teleportation mishaps. You're fully rested and ready for the fight.
A contract with all of us?
Just one of you.
And what is your side of the contract?
Well, I'm so glad you asked. I'm about to upload a PDF for all of you.
Oh my god.
Woo!
Oh.
It's an actual contract, an actual big contract that's probably going to take us several minutes to read.
It's not that bad.
I eat it.
Who reads contracts? Just sign them.
Just sign them. Scroll to the bottom of the page, sign them.
Good name for a contract. No worrying here at all.
We're going to take a brief here. I'm going to read it. Contract for acquisition of a mortal soul. The undersigned party, hereafter referred to as the beneficiary, relinquishes to Gazgan, the maimed incarcerator, hereafter referred to as simply the benefactor, the payments outlined below in exchange for any benefits and or services outlined below, subject to all other terms and constraints herein. Benefactor may assign representatives in the obtaining and enforcement of this contract. The list of representatives for this contract may change at any time at the pleasure of the benefactor. The list of representatives may also change in the event of an infernal representative adding or removing a lower-ranking representative in the infernal hierarchy. Benefactor and any of their representatives assigned to the enforcement of this contract are hereafter collectively referred to as service providers. Aaron would be one of them. Payments! 1. The beneficiary agrees to surrender the beneficiary's soul to the ownership of the service providers as of the time of the beneficiary's first F in particular. The benefactor claims ultimate personal ownership of the paid soul. Number 2, the destruction and subsequent return of prisoner escapee, number 783, Solas Callahan. Number 3, for payments under benefits and or services section 5, we will get back to these. To go down to benefits and or services. The first 4 benefits are available immediately upon signing this contract. Services 5 and 6 may be triggered at any later date, so long as the beneficiary holds the contract. Number 1. Continued protection from scrying, divination, and or location by the previously stated or unstated interested third parties. This extends to loved ones and close friends. 2. Aid in remediation of current situations or hazards, including the avoidance of pain of death and or excessive damage to the beneficiary's current mortal vessel. Number 3. Selective and continued aid and assistance for a period of time determined at the pleasure of the benefactor. Number 4. Bestowment of a weapon of great power for 24 hours to defeat Solas Callahan. Number 5. Benefactor agrees to conjure forth a cater of devils in service to the beneficiary upon request, who shall remain under the command of the dedicated to the protection of the recipient for the duration of 1 month. The cater shall include 4 cambion and a single bone devil. Should any devils bound within this agreed upon cater be slain, they are absolved of future service to the recipient. And payment for this, under Section 5, is the beneficiary agrees to the introduction and installation of at least 2 chosen of Zariel, who have been selected by the benefactor within a place of divine worship of the benefactor's choice in Sokrith. The recipient must not interfere with this installation upon completion, and any interference will be considered violation of this contract. Number 6. The benefactor agrees to immediately impart the beneficiary with the knowledge of ancient power beyond their grasp, enabling the use of divine powers granted under the grace of Zariel that can instantly restore themselves or allies to a healthy state, or rend the life force from their opponents. These powers will remain within your possession until death. And for payment under benefits or services section 6, the beneficiary agrees to immediately lock the claimant in ownership of the everlasting soul of the recipient, invoking the laws of the Pact Primeval, and negating cancellation or breach of contract under the control and dominance of the benefactor for all eternity, sending the soul of the recipient immediately upon death to Maluri Prison to become a warden. Monitoring. In order to ensure the most lawful and pleasant experience possible to the beneficiary, the service providers maintain the right to monitor the beneficiary's conduct and location for the entirety of the beneficiary's material life or lives, and afterlife or afterlives. The beneficiary forfeits any usual expectation of willfully resisting, avoiding, or being perpetually aware of the monitoring efforts. We get into breaches. If the beneficiary breaches any of the terms of this contract, the beneficiary forfeits all rights to any benefits or services granted by the contract or outside the contract by the service providers. Any benefits or services rendered by the service providers and assets of the beneficiary may be removed or reversed by service providers as service providers see fit. The beneficiary will still owe all past, present, and future payments. If the beneficiary is deceased and their soul is unable to be collected by the service provider, all owed payments fall to the next of kin or loved one for the remaining years of the contract. The beneficiary agrees to any means of manipulating the beneficiary's body and or soul, beginning immediately upon a breach of a contract. The beneficiary agrees to be incarcerated in Maluri Prison for the rest of their mortal life and subsequent afterlife as a lemure, or vermin, or otherwise lesser demon. The beneficiary agrees to not to personally plan, prepare, or attempt to breach contract in the future, not to collude with third parties to do so, and to fully disclose to the service providers the details of any plans or preparations for breach of contract that may have been made prior to this agreement. The beneficiary agrees to make this disclosure before signing, bringing physical harm to a service provider, lying to a service provider, or writing down ideas for ways of destroying the copies of the contract without permission are examples of attempts to breach a contract. Cancellation. The service providers maintain the right to cancel this agreement at any time. All payments completed prior to cancellation and all services or benefits rendered prior to cancellation remain as paid or rendered, but future payments, services, and benefits are immediately voided. Explicit context only. Unless otherwise explicitly stated in this document, the binding terms of the contract are contained exclusively within the text of the document itself. Copies of the contract are equally as binding as the original. Benefits and services do not compound with multiple copies. All copies must be destroyed across all planes for the contract to be nullified, with the exception of terms to the cancellation section above. Once the original contract is signed, additional copies do not require a personal signature of the beneficiary, as long as that one other copy exists. The beneficiary agrees not to willfully destroy any copies of this contract. The beneficiary waives any right to hold a copy of this contract after signing. The beneficiary waives any right to memories of this contract after signing. The beneficiary agrees to replacement memories sufficient to explaining the obtainment of any benefits and or services by means of other than this contract after signing. And the terms of this contract is 600 years of service. If the beneficiary has not died within 600 years of signing this contract, the beneficiary agrees to make all payments at that time. I am sorry, but all of it's there for you guys to read, but that is the terms of this contract with Gasgan. He will provide you instant benefits, and then at a later date, any of the benefits such as 5 or 6, but they must be paid by the constraints listed in payments.
Elias rubs his head after reading that contract.
Yeah, because he gives you all a copy to read.
Yeah, I assumed so. I was just imagining that in my head, but I'm glad to know it's real. Man. Okay. I'm just
one
trying
of
to
you
get
needs to sign it. Only one must sacrifice their soul for 600 years of service.
Can we get a quick group commune real quick? We gotta. And Nez kind of like looks to the group.
Of course. Take your time.
Guys, it might just be me, but I'm having trouble understanding this. I've already died. I can't sign this.
You can. Upon signing the next time you die, it says deaths or lives. So you can still sign it if you've died.
So the payment is your soul, obviously. That's just part of the deal usually.
Mm-hmm.
Killing Solas, which we're already planning to do. I guess being responsible for 2 Azariel's servants
if you
in
take
the Dark Capital.
If you take benefit 5 or 6.
Okay. And then I think the last one is just like extra detail on the soul, correct?
Mm-hmm. There's like what will happen, like the payment for being able to get the super duper power in number 6 is you can no longer break this contract, and that soul, your soul is Skazgan's forever.
So there's no potential of like doing something with Gasgan to cancel it if you do number 4.
If you do number 6, which is the power of like the ultimate knowledge power of life and death.
Yeah. And Zariel's one is number 5, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we can get bodyguard. Whoever's signing this, we can get bodyguards if we have 2. We'd be responsible for 2 installation of Zariel's servants, whatever that particularly means. And if you agree to just not being able to cancel or void the contract, you could get the
ultimate super duper. And I will say this: if you take number 6, after the combat that power is used, you become an NPC.
Ooh.
That is the 5th payment.
that is the low key. Yeah. It basically, if you take that, you would become an NPC.
Interesting. I'll just say it, this is no deal for Elowen.
Mm-hmm.
This is also no deal for Blanche. Blanche has shit that he wants to do, and also he's my backup character, so I'd rather not do anything that would prevent that.
That leaves us down to 3 people.
Esther, if I may.
Wow,
how
throwing
exactly
Esther to the
will
wolves.
this work? Because you already, and he kind of like glances up and down, have something going on.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that because I already made a pact. I don't know if I can make another contract.
You have made
Blanche's...
a pact, but you have not made a contract.
Blanche is going to kind of look over you, like kind of pull you to the side and whisper in your ear and say, "Listen, this actually might work out well for you because there could be like a, you know,
Blanche.
Yes?
In your head. This could be interesting. Contract that gives us a little bit more strength. 600 years is nothing to us.
Nope.
Think of what could happen. We could get stronger.
No. The Blanche is just saying no, visually, while still holding on to...
After all these people you hurt, Blanche, I feel like giving up your soul would be an olive brand. I make them sacrifice pieces of themselves when you have a soul to spare.
I didn't hurt any of these people.
That's,
That last
that's-
bit catches you. A soul, two. Blanche has two souls.
It's also
Blanche-
not entirely true because Blanche did kill Elias.
Okay, well, it wasn't long term. Blanche is going to kind of do the math in his head. Can I make like a religion or arcana check to see if Gazgan would take Noir rather than me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Give me religion. It ties to contracts and stuff.
Ooh.
Here, you're gonna get you get the fourth payment with this soul here, not mine. This soul.
Now, do you have advantage on religion checks, or is it rolling all of your stuff at advantage?
It's just
think it rolls
it's just
everything.
rolling. It's just rolling twice. The first one was the first roll.
Yep, so 26. In some cases, as there are races out there that have two souls, such as the Entwined, and such as other individuals that are born with it's rare, and it's likely connected to your own condition. Individuals born into a body that is not theirs. Reborn marionettes, mechanists. In the terms of contracts with demons, it only asks for the soul that is signing. If the beneficiary were to have two souls, they wouldn't necessarily cash in on the primary soul, only the soul that signed the contract.
Blanche is going to sort of, in his head, say,
However, they might need to be persuaded for you to allow this signing, such as you need to persuade Gazgan with a relatively high check to take Noir's soul instead of yours, but you would be the holder of the contract. So you'd be the one that's in charge of that contract. You wouldn't be tied to the service, it would be Noir. And then you'd be able to use the benefits.
Blanche is going to sort of, in his head, say, what do you hope to get out of this? Because I know neither of us want the other stuck in this same body.
Precisely that.
And pray tell, if I allow you to sign this, are you going to come back after me, after the people that are important to me? Because if so, I'm not going to allow this.
I can't answer that, because I don't know.
Additional terms for the contract.
Can I try and make like a insight check on the freaky
No.
little man in my head? Of course. Do I know what Noir is other than some sort of echo of myself?
That he's a soul. From what he's hitting, he was the original occupant of that marionette.
Blanche is going to kind of run a hand through his hair and grit his teeth. There's a horrible sound of porcelain grinding against porcelain as you see that.
Elias's sensitive ears.
Blanche, you good?
I'm thinking.
I will move over to Nez, Elias, and Esther.
I will say, if a contract is need to be made, I will volunteer.
Now, hold up.
I would feel bad about that because you're already, like Nez said, you're already kind of doing a thing. And I've got like a parasite in my body that it's not really a contract agreement, but it definitely is something else that might complicate things. I don't really know if I want the risk of him doing anything with me and invoking this contract and maybe causing lots of trouble.
And reminder, the contract says that Gazgan will remedy any issue you have.
Oh,
Oh, hold on. Wow.
So he
That
can
changes things.
he can
Move 'em.
remove curses.
Do you want to move from one issue to another?
You would, example, he could remove Elias's parasite, but then Elias would be in contract with Gazgan for 600 years.
yeah, I wouldn't live that long.
2 parasites.
He cannot remove the lycanthropy. That is beyond him because that is a different type of curse that was warped. Okay, you have to kill the founder of the curse, which is what's his name? Fuckhead.
Galahad.
Galahad. You would have to kill Galahad to break that curse.
Does
Transfer
Gazgan
something.
know about Galahad at all?
Ask him.
Do you hear me out? Know about a lycanthrope running around named Galahad?
That little shit. Yeah. He's a bane to many in the fields of the paranormal. He broke
Yeah.
the law. He invoked rights with the help of bastard cultist changeling Voltaire Dusain.
Wait a second.
They conducted a ritual that gave Galahad power over his lycanthropy to slay the founder of his curse. And then he twisted it and gave himself a lot of power. He's a heavily vied soul down here. Not just here, but in the Nine Hells as well.
And you want him for yourself, his soul.
Of
Would
course.
that be right?
A soul like
Nope.
that would be worth taking. I need to rise back to power. I was betrayed, you see. A fucker named Raphael.
Nez thinks on this for a moment, and he kind of like goes quiet, and
I know what you're thinking.
puts his hand on his chin, and just kind of listens to everyone for a second.
You, he's going to walk over to Gazgan and say, I have someone else who might be interested in taking you up on this offer, but the original occupant of this vessel were kind of stuck with each other, and he wants out by any means.
He leans
And
forward a little bit, adjusts himself in his throne.
Blanche thinks to himself, like, is there a way he can make an Arcana check to, like, let Noir at least speak through him without worrying about him taking utter control?
Not necessary. Gazgan looks at you with these glowing yellow eyes. I see it.
And you hear him at the very least?
No. Don't need to. I can read the intent. Got ambition.
I would be the one holding the contract, but he would be the signer. Is this equitable for you?
Make me a persuasion check.
I really wish I was a bard so I could give you some inspiration.
I might just use one of my nat 20s or my birthday 20
You
on
cannot
this.
use a nat 20 or birthday 20 on this roll.
Okay.
You thought.
This is an example of political or diplomatic talks.
13.
He seems to be contemplating it, not committed to the solution.
Fuck, I don't know what I could do to sweeten the pot anymore.
You did as best as you could. Say that much. It is
Yeah.
dependent on the rest of you.
Mhm.
Elias says, there's parts of me that want to do this so no one else has to, but something that caught my eye and makes me worry is the next of kin thing. Because that doesn't apply to like his like descendants. That's just anybody he's related to, right?
Any descendants, anyone you are related to, or loved
Yes.
ones.
Yeah.
Someone has to pick up the debt.
Yep,
So
if there is
Yeah.
still an outstanding balance.
then
And he thinks about that and he says, "But I can't do this and risk that someone like my parents get stuck with this. They're still over in where are they? The one place I forgot the name.
Astra.
Let me double check. But he says they're still around, and as far as I'm aware, they're just living their lives. I can't do something like this. That if something bad happens to me, which, let's be honest, it often does. I can't have something go to one of them. I can't do that to them.
He smiles. Did you not see one of the benefits? Aid in remediation of the current situation or hazard, including the avoidance of death and or excessive damage to the beneficiary's mortal vessel. You're confident in your skills to die, but get back up. As long as you don't permanently die, the cost doesn't go. And as it says in Section 1 of Benefits and Services, protection extends to fit loved ones and close friends. So as long as you don't lose the slack, I would ensure no debt or harm to parents or loved one. He looks at Ned.
Oh boy,
This-
work benefits.
This contract, you would make no alterations to it?
It
If I were
depends
to-
on the alteration.
And Nez will look to the party. I've got beef with Galahad, and he wants Galahad's soul. If he would be so willing, and maybe that could be the payment for the contract. That way, what's a couple years in servitude?
Well,
So you are trying. Above board. You were trying to persuade him. You would still do the years of service, but not give your soul, and instead trade Galahad's soul for.
Essentially, I would be completely fine doing all the servitude, except that in the end of Nez's life, he's free to go because Galahad would have essentially been the payments.
You're more devilish than I thought. You would risk someone else's soul as collateral. What if you fail and you don't get me Galahad's soul?
Well then, I feel like the contract's already been signed at that point. But Galahad and me have unfinished business at the very least.
A gambler. I like it. Make me a persuasion check at advantage. You are doing a fucked up thing by trading someone else's soul. Evil or not.
well, yeah. I mean, Galahad is a
That's pretty fucking metal.
Hey,
That is what you needed.
dice.
Very well. If you were to sign this contract, Nesvant, of Castra, descendant of Vankrin, the Reaper. That's news to you.
Yeah.
In exchange, you would serve me for 600 years. Nothing for you. You're a Reaper after all. You would get me Galahad's soul as your collateral for this contract. Upon failure to collect Galahad's soul, you would belong to me. I would make you a warrior instead.
And if I may, I don't want a time limit on the weapon. No 24 hours. That's mine to keep. Up until I kill Galahad. That's mine.
Persuasion check again at advantage.
Come on.
Granted, I have a feeling Galahad would come here anyways.
Nice.
Ooh!
Go, baby.
The contract's terms, as it floats before you, the ink quill goes up, strikes out some of the the words, they disappear, and it writes in these new terms, which I will alter and I will permanently deliver to you as a player. Because you will hold on to that contract. It will say, you must give him Galahad's soul as payment. You are in 600 years of service to him. Failure to give him Galahad's soul as the final payment of this contract upon your death will result in you becoming a champion of Gazgan and a warrior, an assassin for him in the afterlife. Other failures, such as if your soul becomes unavailable to him, would follow the rest of the terms. Except,
And
Elias will put a hand on Nez's shoulder and say, if you sign this, then rest assured that I'm going to stay with you until this gets done. I was already planning on it. But if you're confident knowing that you don't have to do this alone, then I'm okay with you signing it. But I'll be with you there, every step of the way.
Thank you.
While I don't agree with the end goal, I do wish to remove Galahad from it and his curse and the void it has caused.
Yeah, he's a pretty big problem. So
Nez will look over. He wants to make sure that no one's got a problem with this, or, obviously, Blanche, you have your thing going on. I don't want to take that from you.
I would really prefer if none of you had to get hurt and I could ensure that me and my other self are able to part ways as well.
Gazgan looks at you. I apologize. This is a more tempting offer. He smiles wickedly. But if you want to talk out a possible contract to get rid of your parasite, a less severe one can be made in the future. I'm a fan of your work anyway.
Ivek,
Correct.
I'll be honest, I don't really know what you are talking about.
You'll see. But he looks back at Naz. He is drooling, by the way. He is salivating at the flavor
Ew.
of this deal.
Ew.
Is that drill immediately evaporating?
Oh yeah, because of the heat, it immediately it hits the ground.
Foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, no, this is a very good.
Steaming at the mouth.
This is tempting to a demon. You have given a demon drugs, basically.
Yeah.
his heart's pounding. His hands are twitching.
He can double win.
This would be a powerful. Yeah, this would be a good. He would get a good result regardless.
He both get his inmate mech and get a decently powerful evil soul.
Yep.
Esther, do you have any qualms or comments?
I don't. I'm just concerned. You said that you can serve no matter how long the time, but I thought the same thing when I was under my pact, and it's more of a burden to bear than you realize, so I want to help you out if you go through with it.
Nez thinks back. Doesn't really have any loved ones or kin that he would care to pass this along to,
Well,
aside from Elias. So, one final change, and I'm yours. This stays with me, and this stays with Galahad. It passes to no one else, and I'll do whatever you want, should I fail at any point.
Doing so would double the terms of service. 1,200 years.
Nez above board looks at his timeless body feat for being a reaper.
Yeah, you would live a long time.
Is it the same timeless body that like druids get?
No, he's just ageless. He does not age. Period.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because
I've
his
had
heart was removed as that was part of the Reaper process. They just stop
Oh.
aging.
I'm
Okay.
guessing the line of work tends to not have them go for that long.
Mm. That is the compromise. You would double your service to him for 1,200 years.
And again, he would keep the weapon until Galahad's death.
Correct. So long as the weapon, however, I will say above board, he does not guarantee the safety of the weapon. The weapon is stolen or destroyed.
Yeah, that's understandable. Nez looks to Elias.
He sighs and he says, if this is, I understand that desire to protect everybody else. I really do. You don't have to do that last part if you don't want to. If the worst happens, then, I'm looking for Galahad anyway.
Nez will smile, and then he will cut his hand on his weapon, and he will imprint on the contract.
Yes! Both me and Gazgan say that.
Nice.
And it signs
Yes.
Well,
Nez Acilitus Vant.
well, one thing I don't think got clarified is: are you doing the section 3 and 4?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's for the benefits and services, or
Those-
5 and 6.
Those you 3 and
5 and 6.
3 and 4 are called upon. Like those are called upon whenever you don't.
So they can be addendums if you want to.
Yep, they are addendums because it says for benefits, the first 4 benefits are available immediately. 5 and 6 are triggered at any later date, so long as the beneficiary has.
Okay, so you can invoke them if you want.
Mm-hmm. Number 6 would just make you an NPC. That is the.
Yeah, so you can choose to do some of the more extreme stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What exactly
So-
does the Zariel thing entail, like with the?
What do you think? Putting 2 demons of Zariel in political or divine power in the material plane.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Because when I was reading, I thought like they're just physically stationed somewhere, like they just show up.
Oh yeah, no, they would be
Babysitting
installed
duty.
in a church or an organization or even in politics.
So it's a
Which is not where you want a devil to be.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's probably avoid that one for as long as we can.
Don't worry, I have plan. Lesser of two evils, because Gazgan is the nicest demon you will meet.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Besides being, salivating and stuff, he seems pretty cool.
Yep, he's a badass. So another thing for you, Nez, is at any time you may multi-class into Warlock.
Ah,
Nice.
Oh.
Yep. And I would edit it so you use Wisdom. Spellcasting modifier.
Neat.
Hell yeah. That's
hell
cool.
yeah.
Yeah,
Plus
yeah.
0 to charisma. Let's go.
Yeah, so you basically get to use your Wisdom. Alrighty. Gazgan looks at all of you. He makes a copy of the contract. He gives Nez his copy. He keeps his own. I will send you yours at a later date.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to dissect that and try to sort out the legalese. That makes my brain hurt.
But the Chain Devils nod. One of them dies, as they have to.
Oh.
This procedure here is the Devils observing the contract die, and that all of these individuals, except for the birds, fall to the ground dead. Eat it instantly.
How much XP is that?
None for you. That's all for Gazgan.
Damn.
Oh man. He's got an XP farm here. He can just cause all of them to die.
And you see it. You notice now, after you sign that contract, his arms, parts of him, small barbs to grow on his skin.
Good for him.
All right. And he will give you have the option of a sword, spear, or staff.
I was
You
going to
just
ask
got
for a
the skull
spiked
lance.
shield.
Like a weapon.
That'd be so cool. There's a spike shield is a weapon.
No.
I've seen that on
So a
certain stuff.
spear, a sword, or a staff.
Question, do you mean sword or
Long sword.
like okay. Oh, then I guess it would have to be a spear. It's the
All
only
right.
thing I have proficiency in.
He manifests from these dead souls this black scythe with black and violet energy. You see a rune fixed to. You get the Ether Negatia Scythe, legendary glaive.
Ooh.
You gain a +3 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. When you hit a creature that has ether within this weapon, the creature takes an additional 3d6 points of psychic damage. The purpose of this weapon, ether refers to any creature with magic resistance, or immunities. So you can't just use it on anything. They have to be a spellcaster or have magic resistance.
Wait, so you can't harm somebody who doesn't use any
They won't.
magic at all?
They won't take the extra damage. They would just take.
Oh,
the
okay,
extra
the extra damage.
It's still a +3 weapon, no matter what.
And if you hit Solas with this, until the start of your next turn, he will be vulnerable to all forms of magic.
Yeah, Rexha should get that annoying fucking ability.
Only if you hit.
Yep.
Oh, I look forward to our business, Nez. I'll have to introduce you to the rest of my flock. Time soon.
Elias looks up at the featherless ones and cringes at the idea of more of these things.
No, he means like his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But first, a small gift from me to you. You are all given the benefits of a long rest.
Yay!
Woo!
My penalty goes down again.
All of your exhaustion is gone.
Oh, really?
He removes it.
Fuck.
Oh my god. Oh, thank you. That was
Uh,
fucking me up so bad.
Question about the Aether Negatia Scythe. Is this like straight two-handed, not versatile, so I can't use my shield with it?
You can use you can use a shield, but it's recommended to use your hands on that sucker. It's a small sacrifice to pay for uber damage and breaking a Rakshas's magic.
Yeah. Just make.
I made, depending on who signed that contract, I made a sword, I made a rapier, I made a staff, and I made the scythe. I made one for any eventuality of that contract.
Yeah.
And yeah, I got to reveal just a minor, no big deal, a descendant of a Bankrin here.
Yeah.
Yeah, no big deal. No.
Koi is
major lore drop.
Koi is probably freaking in the next room.
I'm really interested as to if I'm maybe it's in my notes that I would have to open, but I wonder how much I recognize that name because you said the first Reaper, and I was like, well, that seems pretty important.
Hashtag timeline. I put it's in
That
there.
was in the time. That was in the
Hey.
timeline. I was catching up.
Another thing
Yeah,
happens.
Our party has
Poof.
another otherworld. Our party has
Oh.
another otherworldly intervention in us again. God damn it!
This is
It
just
keeps
what the
happening.
campaign is.
Now, my second gift. Apologies to your friend Nim, but I'm gonna send you on your way.
Oh.
I know.
He'll catch up with you.
Oh, all right.
I'll put a hand on the columbite from the sudden poof.
Just looks at you. Seems to be happy in this climate.
It's warm down here. Good for the
Yeah.
rocks.
Maybe you're in the
Yeah.
plane of fire. He's not allowed. Gazgan was banished from.
Damn.
And he has to
Yeah.
operate the prison here.
What a nerd.
Yeah, because lore-wise, because this is... Nez would understand some of this lore immediately upon signing the contract as they kind of share... They exchange mental information. Gazgan was betrayed by a demon known as Raphael, who taught him a way of get souls quick by imprisoning them forcefully and torturing them until they consented to a contract, aka forceful consent. And so then he gathered a decent amount of souls, he ranked up, and then Raphael ratted him out, and that got him banished and cast down, and they shaved all of his barbs off of him.
Just a classic workplace prank.
Yep, and they told him to go to the city of fire. But you all find yourselves moved again!
Okay.
Wow! The Bahamas!
You may take a few minutes. We are going to go a little long.
Okay.
Because the contract, I figured the contract may have taken us a little bit because I was like, it's a contract, and that's a big decision to make.
Yeah, we want to work out those details.
You do, and you guys did really well. I'm very proud.
Yeah.
I also want to clarify that Elias didn't want to sign it for a different reason because he knows that like he could have been cleansed of Ceratos, but he also knows Nim is willing to help with that too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta. And there's a path open for Blanche in the epilogues. Wink, wink.
Just
You are
brute force
not
it.
where you were before. The climate is immediately cooler, and you feel
Is
that
it?
weird shimmer in your ether. You're back in the dark capital. Wild magic is back.
okay.
Find yourself in a room, building with many walls. It reeks of moss, blood. There's a dead unicorn, literally right there.
Oh
No.
Jesus!
Zooms in.
Yeah, I that is rotting and festering. Its
Gross.
horn has been cut off.
Makes sense. Somebody poached it.
From what you recall, Solas was hiding in the hideout of a hag named the Mother.
Okay. I'm assuming we arrived here relatively silently.
You did.
Okay.
But with
Elias.
your passive perception, Elwyn,
Hi.
you sense that Solas is in the next area.
I have good passive perception too.
Yeah, you probably would as well.
Okay.
But mine is uber.
I don't.
Yeah, mine's trash.
Blanche
Okay.
kicks his legs. I'm just here to look pretty and kill people.
Head
Yeah.
empty, no thoughts.
Yeah.
We are
Oh,
My
his head's
head
full.
is. Yeah, full of seawater.
And souls.
Yeah. After adjusting
Um,
from another teleportation, the third one in like an hour.
Yeah. No. We're really suffering from some motion sickness from just flying around so
Jet
much.
lag.
As I'll adjust, you'll focus in.
Um,
This is near.
yeah. It does. Does anybody see any merit in maybe getting a little bit of a magical stealth going.
Get a little something, something. Well, we did get all those items. Though I think
Yeah.
most of those are weapons, aren't they?
A good amount of them are. I know this is maybe a bad time. Can I just like go on D&D Beyond and look at the Spear of Backbiting
Yeah.
and also the lantern?
Yep.
What was the
Um,
name of the whip and the rapier again? real quick?
Inescapable Lash and Bloodshed Rapier.
I just figure it's
Thank
faster
you.
if I just look them up myself.
How long does the paint pots last?
8 hours.
8 hours? Okay, I didn't see that. So
If
I
we
was
wanted to do
curious.
that, then would be a good time.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
I
it
was
is.
just thinking that.
But let me actually take a look at what we have here. It takes 10 minutes for each person to apply it to themselves. We got Journey Rune. Difficult terrain doesn't affect you. Life Rune, 10 temp HP and advantage on death saves. Light Rune, you get 30 Dark Vision, which increases if you already had Dark Vision. Mountain Rune, immune to being knocked prone, has advantage on strength and con saves. I'm probably going to take that. Shield Rune, you get advantage on dex saves against effects that deal damage.
I will also state here that in prep time, that is active time for not only you, but for Solas, who is walking around the base.
I think this is the only prep we really want to do, right?
You said we had 6 of them as well, so at least all of us get one.
Yep, and we can have one spare for future shenanigans.
And I think I would definitely want to take a life rune on account of the thing that just happened.
You do also have the life felt tattoo, so that's double protection.
I don't have that tattoo. I took
thought you did.
no, I took one of the other ones.
Zorbing
That
tattoo.
should count. That should count. Who has the life felt tattoo? The anti-death one.
Okay, we're in the dark lands, but is there like that winter storm that will have bad things happen? Okay,
Yeah.
Mhm.
so
That's still active.
re-equip our winter gear, I suppose.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to take a moment. It's a little bit risky, but I feel like it's good for us. I feel like 2 of the people who are going to be the most useful here are, of course, Nez with his new weapon, and Elwyn, because literally she was trapped inside of a ball because Solas is afraid of her. I'm going to take a moment. I'm probably going to do it. Let me double check. I can do this as a 2nd level spell, and it lets me target 2 people. But my idea is that I'm going to cast protection from good, evil, and good.
What's the duration on that?
Like a minute, I think.
Let's not cast that just yet.
Yeah.
Keep it in the mind.
Actually, no. It's 10 minutes.
That is the same amount of time that it will take for the glow rune pigments to activate, which you would all have to simultaneously do for it to work. Otherwise, it is going to take 10 each.
I will say I do have death, which is what I was mainly asking about. Who has the tattoo?
I also have Death Ward.
Can you cast protection from evil and good at a higher level to target another person?
No.
Oh, you can't?
Let me double check.
It's not telling me that I can. So.
Yeah. Do we want to spend the 10 minutes?
No, there is no at higher levels. It's only on yourself.
Okay, it's only one per.
Oh, it's only on yourself or someone else. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was getting at. Okay, I think I'll use, in the interest of trying to keep us up and give us some options, I'm gonna go ahead and cast Goodberry. That is all 3 components. I'm just gonna summon 10 berries and hand 2 out to each person. Oh damn!
Yay!
Nez would
anti-down condition.
Nez would do the life rune to give himself his 10 temporary hit points.
Oh, doing that. All right.
And then he would look to Elias and ask if he'd want to eat some chocolate.
Yeah, let's eat this.
Oh! Heartfelt chocolate.
Yep. That's just like a shield of faith, right? It just adds +2 to our AC as long as we are close to each other.
30 feet. Yep.
Okay.
24 hours. So
Nice.
I am going to add that to my AC.
In that case,
Just
if
as
we
a heads up, I'm at
are-
19.
Yep, +2 to
basically
AC when you're in 30 feet of each other.
In that case, if we are doing the
Okay.
paint, Ellen will get the mountain rune on her.
Esther's also gonna get the mountain rune.
Where
Right.
do I notate this?
I can't think of any
Uh,
changes.
Make
that
a
I would
Google
personally
make a
make.
Google Doc and put it in there for now to write up down all your buffs, and you guys can put that in the group chat and then share that amongst each other.
Nakura, I would only be at 19 AC since I had to unequip my shield.
Oh, okay.
And that is with the chocolate now.
All right, I've just got it like that.
Yep.
So-
Thank you.
So
Okay.
we got Glow Runes active, we got Heartful Chocolate active. Blanche, you're all good to go. Did you attune to any weapons that you wanted to use? Is the two items that you took, I believe one of them or both need attunement.
Both are
Ow.
attunement.
Ooh.
No, the bloodshed is attunement. I'm attuned to everything that I can possibly be. I've got everything ready.
Okay, there's one more thing I want to do. I have my metallurgy. I'm gonna change it to be silver.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Let me double check my things.
By the way, Lapis, the inescapable ash does require it. You want
It doesn't say that it does.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
Weapon whip rare requires attunement.
Okay, but there's no attunement thing option
Did
for
you
it.
equip to it?
Yes,
Yeah,
I've
so we-
equipped it. There is no attunement option for it.
Second, let me.
Okay. I'm gonna use the metallurgy to change my sanguine caress to be silver. So now it's silvered for the purpose of overcoming resistances. This is more for Galahad, but I figure it's not a bad idea to do right now.
Yes, it is, Lapis. Over in the corner, you will see what you are not attuned to. One is the barrier tattoo, because we fixed that. One is the shield sigil, and one is the lash. You are attuned to the cloak of protection, your quill, the treaders, and the rapier. So you
Those are the-
cannot use the whip's powers. You can use it to attack, but you don't get the other benefits. So it's up to you if you want to attune to that or not.
I'll
Also-
unattune to the arcane treaders, and then I'll attune to the inescapable ash.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Am I even proficient with the whip?
You
I am not.
see.
Also, I just realized that this is probably within the same 24 hours that I am still seeing people as corpses.
Yeah, you are.
So Elias has just been like ignoring that. He's just like, this is really unsettling. This is awful. And he was like cringing and really like trying not to think about it when
Alright.
we were discussing the
Refresh
contract.
refresh your sheet, Lapis. I've adjusted it.
Sharing chocolates with Nez,
Thank
who's
you.
like a zombie.
Oh,
You're
yeah.
right.
It's really awful.
Okay, your prep
It is
time
called
is
Myth
up.
Romance for something.
Oh, can I get a moment? I did say I was going to cast Goodberry.
Yeah, you already did. You told me that, so I've already logged that in. All right.
Okay.
At this point, Solas does finally notice all of you because he starts hearing the preparations. I can sense you in there. No need to hide.
Hold on 1 second, so I should just type it in the Google Doc.
No, you can't.
Are you typing right?
You can hear my typing. Shut up.
The loud clacking of a keyboard.
It's the Columbite finding a little box and it's just rocking it back and forth.
Mm-hmm. So when you're ready, come right here. I'm taking you.
What?
Take me to places.
Yeah, I think I only have the mountain room. But
I really hope the mother doesn't try and fuck us over here.
We'll see.
That'd be unfortunate.
No, I'll just type stuff from my inventory as well, just as a habit
And
as a reminder.
for the first time, once again, you all see Solas. However, where his faded left eye used to be, there is an eye that you remember seeing on Rohan. It was his purple eye. No, it was his red eye with both these intricate runes within it, now fixed to his eye socket, and you see the scar is black, and there's these small veins of like glowing purple light, a greenish purple, just glowing gently underneath the scars in the eye. And he stands there with his runic breastplate. He has the dagger at his side, and now a black scimitar with multiple runes inlaid upon it. He holds out both of his left hands. I commend you for getting this far. But if you are here for the eye, you are mistaken. You will not get it on this day.
Maybe next. Oh, should we come back next week then?
No, because you will die here. Simple as that. You will not get in the
I
way
don't-
of the Empress's plans.
I don't think you know who I am, but I commend you for not seeming to give a shit.
Actually, I think he does know who we are because he sent a couple of devils to try to capture us.
Well,
So I think he's a little bit
I
made
don't
up.
know him, so maybe he does not know me.
We have been
I guess-
watching you since you returned to End's Gate. It is easy to scry on those who we mark. Until just a few moments ago. Take a breath in. You inspired that bastard Gazgan.
Yeah, I went shopping. And Nez like holds up the weapon and draws it.
No matter. I have the Eye of the Wanderer. You will not be able to defeat me even with your Nagasha blade. I will not fail my Empress. And I am not going back to Maliri.
You will go where you belong.
I belong in Vanheim, where I was one of the greatest merchants. One of the greatest minds of the underbelly, the hidden fence, hidden star. Until I was betrayed, butchered, and sent that place. And I will not go back now that I have had a taste. Newfound power.
When do we get to kill you? Like, when do we get to fight? I'm bored. I don't like listening to idle prattle.
Listen, we all like the villain monologues, but I think it's about time we get started, huh?
Precisely, that was what I was preparing and opening my domain. And you look underneath all of you, a red, wet, bloody eye opens.
Ugh.
And he
that's-
holds his hands up, making a gesture in these somatic components, and pulls as if he's pulling a thread or a garrote wire. You are all no longer here.
Oh, that's fun.
To be fair, the space is a little cramped.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna make you guys fight in a cramped map. I have something cooler.
It is really dark.
Blanche teetering along the edges of Russian, French, and German at any given moment.
Elias was like rolling his eyes. He was like letting Solas have the moment to have the monologue.
Your eyes are blinded for a moment as everything around you, the colors invert. Pause.
On roll 20, you can load it.
Everything white except accents of red,
There we go.
glowing of a red eye.
Oh.
As Solas, the second character throughout the current phase to open a domain. You see as he stands on this this river, this now gray river, with all these red outlines of souls, bodies, husks of their former beings. I agree. Useless prattle. Let us see if you are strong enough to even defeat me. I would like you all to click on your tokens and roll me some initiative.
I know, I'm really feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm back. Whoa, I'm back.
You're
I don't
in
know what it-
Solas's domain.
Oh, cool.
This is an extra planar space that only
Is,
closes if he is defeated.
Do we feel some wild magic in here?
Oh yeah, he brought that shit in with him.
Great.
That bastard.
Wow, let's go.
Natural 20, Elowen, you get a point of inspiration. Art.
By the way,
Here's his first roll. And
Eliza
here's his
Blanche, there's a
second.
Google Doc to put your buffs into so you don't forget.
Hey,
Yep.
where's
that's in
Nez?
Where's Nez? Oh, he.
Uh,
1 second. I thought he was here.
there. He lost internet. Oh,
Yeah, I'm here. I can't get into load or roll 20 right now.
Refresh page.
What? Roll20 was giving me some issues earlier too.
Yeah, I've been refreshing, and it's like coming
a
up
black
with
screen?
no, it's a white screen with
Mm.
a bunch of text on it.
Oh. Beer caching cookies and close window? Question
I
mark?
might need to.
Yeah. Water break. Is that good, Akra?
What was that?
Should we have like a water break while we wait for
Quickly, yeah.
Yeah.
Because like I said, we're going a little longer tonight to at least...
Yeah.
We're going to try and get through phase 1 and then maybe get to phase 2. As this is a 2-phase hardcore boss. He has 2 initiatives, which I am actually going to... Oh, wait! Yeah, no, I'm going to cast that now, so that gives me one more try on getting a better roll for my high count initiative. He's gonna... You see a spell go off, you don't know which one it is. Come on.
Ha!
Hand of God. We're gonna do what Zach does, his rule of thumb. Zach gives it if it's really not working, he gives them an initiative count 20 and then just whatever their low roll is. Which I'm gonna alter that to a 2. So his low
Does he
count
allow
is
magic
2.
Search?
So you count 20 and initiative count 2 is gonna be Soul's thing, so it's a bit better. Sometimes I gotta pull from Zach's tactics because I forgot to do that. Alright, I'm gonna go get a drink.
When cast a spell, does he get wild magic search?
He does not. Nice try. He's the floor boss. He gets a little bit of leeway, except if he casts again.
Oh,
I will be right back. Everyone go get
get
water, go to the bathroom. We're gonna
I just
continue
got some.
on.
It is fitting Ellen would get higher than his own initiative when he was
That's
scared of. Granted, not going to be able to do much aside buff you all.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Because fucking rock shots. I think I know what I'm going to do first. It's going to be very epic if I don't start. Very epic and cool.
Yes.
I was tempted to death ward. So I might have time to, depending on how long it takes for it to hit.
I thought about that too, but
Yeah.
or the painting to get the life thing. So you get
No, I mean,
advantage on that's
death
six.
ward the spell.
Yeah, I realized you meant that afterwards. I was like, oh, but I was actually thinking about that, but then I was like,
Yeah, I'm absolutely getting advantage on Constitution save throws.
yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I also don't want to be prone either.
Yeah, exactly. It hurt. Well, it doesn't hurt Ellen as much, but yeah.
hmm
It also supports her weakest stat, which is useful.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should have painted on the Columbite.
Oh, that
Oh,
would have been the
you-
best use of the 6th one.
Yeah. I mean,
Hey, Solas,
Maybe.
can you take 10?
Quick,
Yeah, that's-
all the DMs away.
yeah. It's 10 minutes now. Go.
I'm back.
Hello, back.
Hello.
Ah, Ness is in. Perfect.
Has Nez gotten to come back in?
Yeah, I'm in. I'm here. I
You're
haven't
in.
rolled yet because I
Just
want
got
to
in.
confirm.
Sure.
Well, can I use inspiration to
Yeah,
advantage my
should.
initiative?
because this is D20 roll.
Yep.
And fun fact, you can use stuff like you can use stuff like Bard's cut in words on initiatives. You can reduce it or increase it with stuff like that. Fact.
Interesting. Never
Yeah.
knew that.
I've
Oh, it's
literally seen a Bard cut in words and enemies initiative rolls. Like, wait, what?
Oh.
That's really interesting. I know that I think Bestow Curse can work like that too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or one of the what's the other one? Bane? Like one of the ones warlocks can do.
Yeah.
Hex, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, Hex would affect that.
Oh, wow.
Granted, you rarely get Hex before combat.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say, yeah.
Granted, also Hex doesn't usually do much in combat unless you got like a stealth happy rogue
Mhm.
or a wrestler.
Hmm.
Who's ready to die?
I am back.
I mean,
Speaking of,
we'll follow. Let's follow the track record. I'm 90% sure Elias will
No.
maybe die here.
you
It's
should
a
have
good
F-worded
thing I
yourself.
All right, let's go.
Okay.
Ness needs to roll.
He did.
Perfect. All right, Chopstone, let's do this.
By the way, Nakara, I don't know if you know, but maybe it's me. Shuffle's not playing on my end.
Did you mute it?
No.
No, I
It's
can
playing
hear it.
on my end.
I
I
can
can
hear
I
it.
hear
can hear it.
Yeah,
Come
I
back
can
in.
hear it. It says the application did not respond, but it's playing. Give me a
How
second.
strange.
Is it turned down on your side?
It is
I
not.
can hear
Hold on.
it, but it's like not. It wasn't. Well, now it's gone. Okay.
Good old music bot.
How
shenanigans.
no? How now? How about now?
Yeah,
I can
yeah.
hear
I
it.
can hear it.
Okay.
Yay. Yay.
It's not looping is all.
Yeah.
Slash loop. Current. There we go. All right, top of the round, Elwin.
Hi. Ellen is going to pull out the classic lyre and strum on it. Also, this you have sown so much in your wake, and will point over to Elias. Elias, teach him what it means to reap, and I'm going to cast Shape Light.
Counterspell.
Okay.
Dang.
Do we both roll for wild magic?
I think current counterspell is like verbal.
Okay. Alright.
What level are you casting at?
It was third level.
Yeah, he casted at third level as well, so it cancels it out.
Alright. I'll deduct that. Bonus action seal sigil.
All right.
Movement action shimmy a little this way. And after turn Columbite, he does dodge action and moves up to here.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Alrighty. Solas' turn. Gains his reaction back. And he is going to... double
Also, do
check
you not
this is
have to
under an
roll for wild
effect right
magic?
now. Not yet.
There we
Sucker. Oh, I didn't put it in here.
Gotta work that down too. Alright, we can do that.
There's a specific reason why he's not rolling this yet.
Alright.
Alright, let me double check. Then... All right, he is going to take out his dagger. He's going to take out his scimitar, and he is going to move in first on Blanche.
Okay.
Opportunity attack you.
All right, do so at disadvantage.
Alrighty. Bone blade. 22.
All right, 22 does hit.
16 and roll. Actually, I can't use the bonus action. So yeah, go ahead and 16 slashing.
All right. He takes half of that.
Would I be able to opportunity attack if you pass within
No.
my 10-foot range? Okay.
All right. He's going to attack you first, Blanche. He's going to attack you with his dagger of Elecne. He does so at advantage.
Okay, I would like to shield. So
You
that'll
don't-
bring.
You do not know. You cannot shield until you know the result of the roll.
Okay.
Granted, that's for the better.
Natural 20. Total of 35.
Okay, yeah. Shielding would just be pointless.
He gets you with a stab in your stomach and raises it up. So you take... 1 second. You need to make me a con save.
Yeah.
So far, you're only taking the 20. You take 46 points of necrotic damage. Oh wait, no, aren't you resistant to necrotic?
Features and traits.
Or am I thinking of one of the other people that is resistant?
No.
I think Blanche is the only one.
I'm not seeing anything about it.
46 points of necrotic. And your AC is reduced by 1.
Yeah.
As you feel it seep into you and kind of chip away at you. Then he is going to move back in the middle right here. So Elias and Blanche have attacks of opportunity.
Oh,
You do so at disadvantage, as his eye is currently glowing.
Sans Undertale.
Feel like you're gonna have a bad time.
okay. So I have my sanguine claws. My claws. I'm just gonna call my claws. I'm going to attack. They're silvered. I don't know if that'll matter. 19, and I don't have any more penalties.
Alright. 19. Miss.
Oh dang.
Oh, jeez.
We
Alright.
both missed.
You both missed. He's gonna swipe down with his scimitar at... We're gonna roll a d2 here to see if he hits. At Nets.
Woo!
$16 misses.
Nez gets a little bit of that taste of chocolate in his mouth.
Alright, and then he's going to try and stab at Elias.
Eye
No.
damage type?
Right. Okay. Manage. 6.
But those will both hit.
Alright. You take 8 points of piercing. I need you to make me a con save.
Okay. Wait, is this a magical effect?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so I get advantage on it.
Correct.
God damn it.
You take 16 points of necrotic,
Okay,
and your AC is reduced by 1.
great.
Oh no.
And that's his turn. Esther.
Okay, I'm gonna initiate the cast.
Very well. 19 is sufficient.
There's one in there I would really like to know.
There's quite a bit in there. I'm gonna start off with weaknesses. Starting out. Resistances, immunities.
Yeah, I'll get that up.
Oh, is that the one I did not put in here? Give me 1 second.
Oh, secret feature. Oh, it's like, oh, see spellcasting in there. Just something else is given in the spellcasting.
I wonder if it's like the eyes.
Yeah.
Alright. There we go. He's vulnerable to piercing from magic weapons wielded by good creatures. He is immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks.
And no resistances.
No resistances.
Okay, but half damage response on the
I'm going to bonus action activate my shield sigil.
Alright.
I'm going to move right here
Right.
and have my Onikiri out and strike him for my attack.
Very well. That hits.
Let's go.
Right. Go.
Okay, that's all I can do since I did a bonus action, so...
Righty. Elias.
Okay. First thing I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna do Slayer's Prey. I'm gonna make him the target of my Slayer's Prey because he's making me do saves, and I get a bonus if he's marked. And then I'm going to, because he's right here, I'll take a couple of swings at him with my claws.
Oh.
Are those a disadvantage?
Yes. Oh. Yeah, no, it's fine. I'll let that one from Esther pass. I forgot to say it in the moment. Miss.
Jesus.
Miss. As you try and go in for a hit, his eye blinks and he deftly dodges out of the way as if expecting it.
Okay.
His hands!
Okay. Elias is going to move a little bit to go to the other side of where Esther is to help her out.
Okay.
And I'll do an instinct check.
25 is sufficient.
I want to know about the properties of the eye.
You must identify Eye of the Wanderer.
Oh, then I'll do that.
Eye of the Wanderer! First eye is purple in color. Oh, it is the purple eye. With an intricate rune in place of the pupil, it allows the wielder sight unseen, both in the present and in the future. He gains true sight up to 120 feet. He can also appear into the inner power of creatures. Basically, he gets an automatic successful cast or instinct check a number of times equal to his proficiency bonus. So he knows what all of you can do. Sight of the future. With this eye, you can see briefly into the future and prepare yourself. You are able to cast Foresight a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. However, after each use, you gain 2 points of exhaustion and restore D100 to attempt to cast it in succession at the last use. The eye has 2 minor beneficial properties, 2 major beneficial, and 1 minor detrimental property.
Oh, and those are the properties for the thing. Okay.
Correct.
For the next one. Okay.
And because you identified the Eye of the Wanderer, you may identify either the minor beneficial properties, the major beneficial properties, or the minor detrimental property.
Let's do that detrimental. Let's see what this guy has as weakness.
While he's attuned to it, he's blinded if he is more than 10 feet away from it.
Ooh. Oh.
And if you were able to successfully remove the eye, that would immediately trigger phase 2.
Okay, so he... So if the eye gets taken away, he's blinded.
Yep, and it immediately starts phase 2.
Got it. Okay.
Anything else you would like to do?
I think I'm okay, except maybe I'll take a potion, but we can move to the next turn.
Wait, Nez.
All right. Disengage. Is that an action? Bonus
Action.
action? Oh, shit.
You're not a rogue.
Yeah.
But I wish I was.
All right. Well, okay. I got things I can do here. Blanche is too far away, so Elias, do you have the Lifefall tattoo?
It does
No.
not.
I don't have any
Alright.
answers.
I would like to reach out and cast Death Ward on Elias.
Thanks.
Counterspell.
God damn it! How many fucking counterspells does he have?
As many
He's
as he
running
has
out.
reactions.
Yeah, he's running out slowly. Okay, this is a contested one, so it's a d20 plus spellcasting modifier.
I'm putting the features, copy paste into the Google Doc.
Okay, sweet.
That way we don't have to scroll that back down.
Mod. It's a. Yep, he beats your spell.
Of course he does. Of course he does.
As much as I love the notions of romance and love. Clicks his tongue. None of that today.
I'm going to kick your ass. And he Spirit Shroud is a bonus action. Also at 4th level. Actually, I'll do that at 3rd level. And I'll make it. What was his resistances? Oh, he didn't have any resistances, right?
He did not.
He
I'll
only has
make
a
it cold.
release.
Alright, display the spell.
Yep. 1 second.
Also, I just had to check my inventory for a potion. Is it okay if I roll that dice now?
For what potion?
I was just gonna take a healing potion.
It is no longer your turn, so
Okay.
you gotta do it in your turn. Alright, alright. Spirit Shroud. Okay, you got that on you.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and cast it. Oh no, I'll just tick that it is in use because it rolls damage. Alright,
Okay.
and then that will be my turn.
Right? And you would be immune to magic. Blanche,
Yes.
you're hurt, buddy, but you got healing surges and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I would like to use a healing surge right about fucking now.
Alrighty.
And I'll roll 8d6. Just, well, maybe not the
What's your-
full 8d6.
You can, because you can only do it once.
Oh, I can only do it once?
Once
Then-
per combat.
Yeah, then I'll do it.
What's your con mod?
My con mod is +3.
3 times 8 is... So roll me 10d6 plus 24. No, 8d6 plus 24.
Slash roll.
By the way, I assume none of the damage he has done has been non-magical.
You do not know yet.
Okay. For the purposes of sealed sigil.
$61.
61. I believe that pulls you back up to full.
Blanche is going to like look at his shattered porcelain and just sort of pop his joints back into place as the flecks of ceramic covering that had flaked off just reattach themselves, and he cracks his jaw back into place and says, "I am a knight, and I have no equal."
Alright, that's your bonus action. You have your action remaining.
Yeah. I'm gonna try and attack him with the inescapable lash.
Very well.
Neither hit.
Still getting used to the whip.
Yeah. Well, that'll be my turn.
You have an extra attack.
Oh, I do. That's right. That's right.
You can attack twice. Yep.
21?
14 because it's at disadvantage because he is under foresight.
Oh, right.
Foresight makes every attack at him have disadvantage.
Correct.
Well-
and every attack he does is at advantage. Unless
Well, never mind.
unless dispel magic, or I don't know, you were to strike him with that ether negation weapon.
Some sort of 10-foot reach weapon.
Some
Yeah.
sort of,
Oh,
A
damn.
special weapon. Hey, at least you are back up to full. That is more important.
Yeah, I've been trying. My idea is I want to try and inescapable lash him, lock him down, and then rip out that eye.
All right, he is going to make a bevy of attacks at all three of the people in front of him. First, he's going to look at Nez. Drop the weapon or I drop your friend. And he's going to attack Elias with his Acheron Scimitar.
Alright.
Miss.
Hey, that's miss.
Then he's going to strike at Nez with the Dagger of Alekne.
ugh.
He stabs you for 11 piercing. I need you to make me a con save.
I'm fairly sure you're resistant to necrotic.
Yeah, so you'll take half damage anyways. Alright, so you take less than that. That's very good.
Quarter.
You only take 5 points of necrotic. Oh wait, no. Actually, no, you don't take necrotic damage at all. That's right.
Whoa.
Apologies. Yep, because it's only if you get the fail to save you take necrotic and your AC is reduced.
Save for
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to cast Majora's Dreadful Buzzing as a reaction.
Cannot. He is immune to magic.
Oh, right.
So you don't waste your reaction. Because
Yep.
I would say you would know that he's a Rakshasa.
Yeah.
Then he's going to slash at Esther with his Acheron Scimitar. For a 25.
Owie.
Alright?
I would like to do a reaction.
Alright, 1
Uh,
second. Take your damage first.
Yep.
Take that much, and as he hits you with the blade, he looks at you, and the eye gleams, and it imbues the weapon with a little bit more damage.
Eye damage.
Hmm.
I
Okay.
damage you.
Damage. That my favorite iCarly episode.
Esther, maneuver riposte.
Yes.
Alright. Go ahead, you can attack him.
Okay, I will do so.
Disadvantage.
Beat his ass.
No.
Okay.
He dodges out of the way. Don't you understand? I can see what you're planning. Alrighty. That is it for him. Top of the round, Elwyn.
Right. Ellen is going to continue to move back. Actually, before I do that, I want to instinct.
Sorry, what?
Found it. Wahoo! 26.
Very good. You guys are doing good on those rolls.
Me.
Da-da-da-da-dum. I want. Let's see. Let me double check what else we're missing.
You got Eye of the Wanderer and his immunities.
Yep.
And all
We're
the
missing
stuff.
2 minor, 2 major.
2 minor. There are the properties are 2 minor, 2 major, and 1 minor detrimental,
Which you've got in the.
which you already done. Yep.
I want to look at the armor.
Right, Armor of the Blackmorn. Your seen black breastplate is inlaid with runes with 10 charges. For each attack Solas takes, he gains 1 charge. Using 1 charge, he may imbue his attack with 1d12 necrotic damage. With 5 charges, he may release a burst of energy. Everyone within 30 feet must make a DC 18 con save or take 2d10 necrotic damage. He's at 6 charges.
I'm glad we checked that.
Alright.
Alright, that's done there. I'll just quickly typing it back in. Alright. Now, I'm going to continue moving back from him. And I'm going to make sure the spell range, and also go over to my actual spells. There you are. Perfect. She's going to try to form a blossom and black flower around them as she casts Wither and Bloom.
Who are you casting this on?
Is it AoE targeting a Solas of my choice? And I will give the display. There we go. And when I give the hit dice gain to Elias.
Here is the thing. He cannot be subjected to that. It requires someone to take damage.
Right. I forgot.
I will give you the one pass of he has magic
Yep.
immunity. You would know, so you're good.
Right.
So you can
What's
try
range
a
of you?
different.
I see. Alright. Okay. Oh yeah, right, that was my actual plan there. Okay. I'm going to actually cast Healing Spirit on top of Elias.
Okay. Good.
Cool.
Good. You're
That's
it.
just displaying VTT.
And is that a once per, or is it? And does that keep healing him?
It will keep healing on this. Well, whoever stands in that space.
Okay. I'll mark it real quick. So he takes 6 healing.
Yeah, 6, then the additional D4.
Go for it.
goes My thingy. Dice, D4.
Alrighty, okay.
Additional 2.
Let me go grab a 5-foot cube. I'm just gonna slap it down real fast.
Hipperini.
Put it under you, Elias.
That was my bonus action.
Ooh.
Yipperoonie.
There you go.
Cool.
As for my action, I'll just dodge.
Very
And
well.
then Columbite will move in. Let's see, where do I want him to be? Go move him down here. And then take a dodge action as well.
Good. Alrighty. Solas' turn. Alright, he's in the mood. He's gonna look. He's gonna look with his eye. Hold out his left hand. I think we'll deal with you first.
Track my charges.
Holy shit.
And that was against who?
Elwin.
Jeez, disintegrate. There we go. Dexterity saving throw. Alright.
Correct. Because this could be good. This could be bad. Forgot how powerful this fucker was.
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
Well, I forgot. Well, because I'm used to rolling shit on disintegrate.
Yeah, okay. And inspiration in our game is advantage beforehand.
Yep, you need to declare it beforehand. Yeah.
I'm gonna use it now.
Okay.
So there we go.
Hey!
That's good.
Yo!
And on a successful save, I believe that is no damage.
No damage.
It is the
You-
ultimate saber suck.
Yeah, you see it coming your way. This black and purple fuck off beam. You're like, whoa! You duck down and hold up your hands and do what you can to prevent it, and it just goes wide.
I am full. Dodge gives me advantage anyways. Can I take back the inspiration or no?
Because it's already been declared, I'll give you inspiration for surviving. So
Fair enough.
there we go. You're inspired because you didn't die. Okay. Okay, that's one of his disintegrates down. Oh boy,
Huh?
he doesn't get too many of those.
Huh?
Yeah.
More
But
than
it-
one.
Yep, that's his free cast from the eye. Let's see if, because he is magically immune, Let's see, because it was a higher cast spell. If it
We got
triggers
one
the
of those,
flare,
major benefits, I think.
all right, he's safe for now. It didn't crack his immunity.
Alright.
Alrighty, then he's gonna make his attacks, because that was a free cast from the eye.
Gee, thanks.
Acheron Scimitar on Esther. Yeah, we'll do Esther first.
Okay.
9. 12 slashing.
Actually, why don't we use the
6 from the additional damage from his eye. And I need you to... Oh, wait, no, yeah. You are now... Oh, no, this doesn't matter. Never mind, you're good. You just take damage. And then he's going to go out at Nez and stab at Nez. Dagger of Elecne.
Oof.
Jesus.
Make me a con save.
Ooh, not good.
Alright, but you only take 21 necrotic. And your AC is reduced by 1.
Would it be 10?
No, it's just the damage there instead of...
Oh. Okay.
Hold on, wait.
I'm talking about the
I was gonna say,
resistance.
isn't Nez resistant?
Are you resistant?
Yes,
for
hold on.
necrotic?
Oh! You fucked it.
What was that kind
Oh
of HP?
no, my HP.
I'm down.
How much was your... What were you at last?
87.
Then you took 11 piercing. Take...
Yeah, fairly certain everyone but Blanche is resistant to necrotic from some way.
No, so Elias is not resistant either.
Elias is not? Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah. And then he is going to throw his dagger at Blanche.
Of course.
Throw it, huh?
Hey, do you want a shield?
Yeah. Yeah, I see it coming, and I just very quickly draw a diamond-shaped sigil, very reminiscent of the tattoo that I remember
Okay.
my lover having.
Alright, and then the dagger returns to his hand. Ah. Esther.
Okay. Cast check.
And no.
Okay. Let's see. Bonus action, I'm going to activate the Crimson Right.
Which one?
I think I will do... I'll do my lightning one. The,
Alright, Right of the Storm.
Right of the Storm. Yeah, so I'll take 1d4
Okay.
to activate that. I'll just... How many things on my sheet?
What level of Blood Hunter are you?
I am... 4th.
Still 4th? Okay.
Yeah.
Fortif.
Alright.
Okay, and then I'm just going to take out my Onikiri, and so did we decide that I could make 2 attacks, but they're both going to be one-handed?
Yeah,
Damage.
if you're doing
The
2-weapon fighting,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
you take the
I will do
lowest
that.
damage on the second attack.
Okay. Are these going to be regular rolls?
Disadvantage
Okay.
because he's still under foresight.
Okay. Even though we're flanking?
Oh, then it's a straight roll.
Okay.
Alright, 23 does hit. He takes 9 points of slashing,
With
6
that
points of
one-
radiant.
with
and
that one,
then-
I would like...
Go ahead and
Okay.
roll a d4 of damage.
Okay.
Lapis, you have a interference coming in on your...
Oh, sorry.
It's popping. Yeah.
It's popping.
Yeah. Alright, but Hope, you did use your bonus action to activate your right. So that's only for next turn.
Can I activate... can I spend a superiority die and make that attack a distracting strike? Or should I
Yes.
announce that beforehand?
I will allow it this time. Next time you gotta announce
Okay.
your...
I have to announce
Oh,
those. Gotcha.
yes.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I could do that. All right.
Everyone gets run.
So that one, the next person to attack has advantage.
So
or
straight roll.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's it.
Alrighty. Elias.
I'm going to.
Elowen, does he get the healing now or
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and roll that for us.
It is a DCX.
Right,
Because I
and
think
I'll
we'd agreed that the additional D4 is only for the first cast.
5. Ding.
I'll take the 5.
We'll take the 5. There we go.
Okay.
Uh,
Get a little bit of healing back.
yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and activate my shield sigil, which is going to give me a little bit of AC back. I'm going to move there so that I can balance out the disadvantages Nez is going to get if he attacks. And then
Now here's. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Also, the spirit slot.
also means that I get advantage to balance out the disadvantage, so I'll just roll straight.
Correct.
Oops, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to roll that.
You really try and
Good
tame the
kitty, good
Rakshasa, but
kitty.
you realize he's not an
No.
animal.
Yeah, he's not an animal. He's a demon. I knew this. My mouse legitimately slipped. I'm going to try to see if I can get him with the shooting iron and just pin one of his fucking feet to the ground.
It would be disadvantage. So straight roll.
Why is it disadvantage?
You're trying to shoot him up at within
I have the
5
gunner
feet. Oh yeah, you do. That's right.
My guy, I'm good at shooting.
A bunch of disadvantages and advantages balance out to
Yeehaw.
neutral.
25.
Nice.
Okay, so he's gonna take the damage, and I want to pin him to the ground.
He needs to make a save, correct?
Yeah. Let me double check the save. I'm gonna do the dead stop. He has to succeed a DC 15 Strength saving throw.
1 second. All of his saving throws are whacked. That's 1 second. That's not useful. Give me 1 second, because they goofed it. Is I forgot, like, if it's SRD, they don't add the saving throw bonuses that each of them have.
Okay. Is it okay if I roll my extra 2d6 for hitting him, and also my Slayer's Prey?
Yeah. Give me a moment to add stuff. And is it a Dex or Strength save?
It is Strength. Okay, so those are that's my extra damage.
He has advantage because this is a magical effect.
Okay.
Oof.
That's fine. I'm just gonna. He resists getting his foot pinned to the ground, so I'm gonna point at his other
What is your
foot and try
alignment?
it down.
What's your alignment?
I think it's good, but it's been a while since I've checked.
He takes 28 points of piercing damage.
Oh yeah, that feature.
Oh,
Let me double check.
nice.
I don't want to lie and say that I'm good if I'm not. I think I am. I think Elias is generally a good guy.
I mean, that kind of checks out.
Where is that on
Alignment.
DeviantArt?
It's under features and description. Unless you didn't write it down.
Characteristics.
I might. Let me double check.
Hold on, I'm looking right now. You
I might not have
did
written
not
it
put
down.
your alignment is neutral. However, as the DM, in noting your adventure, your hero's journey, I would argue that Elias is neutral good.
Okay.
Therefore, he takes the double damage.
Cool.
Piercing.
Excellent. Thank you. I'll write that down on once my turn's over.
Yep, you're. That's one way alignments change as the campaign goes.
Yeah. I think it's. I think it's a fair agreement that the adventurer has shown that he's a pretty decent dude.
Yep.
Okay. Since he resisted getting,
Looks
since
like
he
you
resisted
shot him
getting-
up.
Yeah. He resisted getting his foot pinned on the one, so I'm gonna aim it and shoot at his other foot. Let's try it again.
Ooh.
Talk about goody two shoes.
Oh god. Alright, so he takes 30 points of damage.
Nice.
doing
I'm
it.
doing the dead stop again. He has to do another save.
Alrighty.
The 2d6. It just happens every time I do dead
Natural
stop.
20.
Okay.
Sweating. Sweating.
Man, measurement is bullshit.
It's
I'm
weird
weird.
sometimes.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my scarf a little bit closer. I'm not super worried about the healing. I think other people can benefit from that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do it with instinct.
Well, do so at advantage because you have hurt him quite a bit now.
I think we want to go for those majors.
Okay. So we know the Eye of the Wanderer. We know some of the properties.
You know, the binder
There's 4
detrimental
more-
property,
Yeah.
Okay.
which
There's
is
2 minor and 2 major beneficial.
Let's do the 2 major. Let's know the big things we're dealing with.
when he hits with a weapon while attuned to that artifact, the attacker takes an extra 1d6 eye damage of the weapon's type. And while attuned to the artifact, you can use an action to cast 1 6th-level spell, disintegrate from it. After you cast a spell, he needs to roll a d6, and a roll 1 to 5 he can't cast again until dawn. I haven't done that yet, but that's where I'm trying to figure out if he has more.
Okay.
So the spellcaster is maybe a minor. I don't know if I'd
Then
call that
that's my
minor,
turn. But I'm staying here to back up Nez so that Nez can roll with his his scythe that he got.
You can also flank with Esther or the Columbite.
Mm-hmm.
Free range.
That's true.
Yep. Alrighty. That's your turn, Nez.
Feel free to
All
walk
right,
into the
so-
healing spirit.
10-foot reach on my weapon. Am I still at disadvantage even
No.
though I'm being flanked? Okay.
This weapon, especially in this fight, you're not at disadvantage for using a 10-foot reach weapon because it's a weapon that can be used.
Okay. So just a flat roll.
Flat attack roll.
Let's go.
Ooh.
Someone's in trouble.
He is. Go ahead and roll that damage.
All right. And I also have the extra damage to roll from Spirit Shroud.
Dear God.
Oh, it actually already rolled it.
Oh, did it?
No, it did not.
Yeah,
That was 13 slashing, 12 psychic for,
Oh.
and you see a shield, an invisible shield around him shatter. He is vulnerable to all forms of magic until the start of your next turn.
And there is the cold damage rolled.
And his foresight fades.
Yep.
Oh my god, thank you.
Because you have
I would say
disrupted
most of
his
spell magic in that.
you have disrupted his ether, and that was using his ether to cast.
Makes sense.
Cool, cool. And then I will use my bonus attack to do it all again.
Advantage.
Oh, advantage. I
Because you
did not.
flanked.
Oh, yeah.
Fish for a
You want me to
crit.
roll again? Okay.
Yeah.
Get a crit.
No.
26.
crit.
That's still really good.
All right, and there goes damage.
Oh God.
And here comes another Spirit Shroud.
Nice.
He is not looking so good.
And I guess I'll toss in that instinct check at the end there.
Well,
Hey, there's that crit.
you get a point of inspiration.
Do we care about
I
the
think maybe
minor
left is the-
minor beneficiaries?
I think still so, because we kind of know what the weapons do.
Okay. Yeah, let's just do the minor eye properties. Oh. Good to know. That'll be Nez's turn.
Alrighty. Branch. Would you like to
Yep.
get in flank with him?
Yes, I would.
Alright, getting a nice little pool of healing. Which you're already healed, so hey. Oh, and your
I'll do
AC is back to 19 for now.
Yeah. Bonus action, going to click my blades together and activate Blade Song.
Which is a +4 to your AC?
Plus, let me double check.
Because you did level up twice, so it probably is different now.
+5.
I think it's still the same, yeah.
Alright.
It's +5.
Oh, it's +5. Okay,
Yeah.
there you go.
And then for my action,
And the old what for?
Uh.
2 stabs?
Yeah. Would you argue that I also, through my hero's journey, would have gained a good alignment?
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
I'm sorry.
It's fair.
You did
Uh,
murder me.
Okay.
No, you're more
you go
so,
down
you're
the-
still going for your journey. Your journey's only just
Yeah.
begun.
DM,
That's
did I
fair.
lose my good alignment because I side Galahad soul away?
I cannot answer that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to attack with my Protector's Quill.
Alright, advantage.
Yeah.
DM, can I get a cookie?
Why?
Cause
No, I don't have any. Fuck off.
damn.
19
I-
doesn't hit on your first, but you do have a second attack.
Yep.
There we go. 24 hits. Roll for damage. Alrighty, ouchie.
Yeah, and that'll be my turn.
Alrighty. Solas' turn. First, let's see. Nope, he's got no more disintegrate. Fuck.
Yeah.
Woo!
Alright, he is
I'm
going
sorry.
to. Yeah. Pocket, through the eye is going to cast Dominate Person on Nez.
Oh no.
Where's the
Oh,
spell
no.
casting?
What sort of save is that?
That is a
Wisdom.
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 Nez
We
will have
got-
advantage on it because we're in combat with him.
That's correct.
Okay, so I don't need to burn inspiration. Thank you for saying that.
Mhm.
I've listened
fuck
to
is
how
this
this.
Are
starts.
you kidding me?
Oh my god.
Oh, buddy.
My +6.
Yeah, no. He's gonna say. Person through. Yeah. Drop the weapon. So on your turn, you have to do that. It's not even your turn. And I will give you the chance to try and break out of that sucker before you have to do it.
It
Sounds
also,
good.
also depends because we've got 3 people going before Nez. We might be able to break his concentration.
Yeah, that's what I was
That is
thinking.
that is extremely correct. All right, Elwyn. He is vulnerable to spell casting again.
When you say vulnerable, it just means he's not.
He's no longer immune to spells of
Okay.
6th level or under.
I have to ask. Alright, 1 second.
And remember, there was one thing he was really afraid of you doing to him.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, let's get out of that counterspell range real quick. And that's why I've been moving down here. And he's gonna hear that strumming of a lyre, and the moonlight start to surround him. As I cast Moonbeam at 4th level.
Ouch.
Ooh.
Woo!
Where's the... there you are, there you are. The Blambo. The best damage, but if we keep on popping.
Oh, his magic immunity is down, so he does not have his advantage.
Oh,
Oh,
he
nice.
doesn't have his advantage.
Oh.
Get fucked, loser.
Now, here's the
No
thing.
post,
Because he is a shape changer, you've also broken his immunity to magic here. This one particular moonbeam is going to be tripled.
Nice.
Oh.
So he takes 54 points of damage.
Blasted.
And unfortunately, he also, because if he takes over 50 points of damage in a single turn, needs to make a save, or the eye collapses out of him.
He also needs to make a Constitution saving throw for the dominate person.
He does, yeah. He's gotta make a couple things. So first of all, dominate person. Not gonna work, regardless,
Dang.
because he took 54 points of damage. Lapis, you're hitting the mic.
I'm not touching it at all. I'm having to every now and then scratch my ear, but I'm not touching the mic.
It's making the scratch. We're getting the scratch sound.
Yeah.
I believe his DC for the concentration is like 27.
Yeah, no, he's not gonna make it because of the damage of Moonbeam. Tripled. And then he needs to make a Constitution saving throw for the eye at disadvantage.
Dang.
Yeah, that sucker
well,
pops out.
Woo!
We get a
This
cliffhanger.
is- Okay, I'm gonna say something. Yeah, as it goes down, it hits him, and cascading over him, elements will say, "You must be brought low with your foe power you have gained. You'll be back in prison where you belong."
He is
That
thrown
spits.
back. Ugh. But he has the eye in his hand. I won't. I cannot lose. Hold on. Scott. As everything around you comes to a pause, as he takes the eye and he swallows it.
Oh my god.
I will not fail. I'm not going back. And you watch as his body begins to.
Oh, I love this music.
His bones crack, and his spine breaks out of his body, his whole bones coming out of him,
Ugh.
inverting. His body falls, and Spasms is shot back up on that platform behind you all. And his voice warps as this mass of fur, flesh, teeth, tongues forms. Please will not commit.
Whoa.
Shit.
Hello.
Zoom out.
As
Good
Solas,
grief.
the unhinged endless, is born.
He's unhinged and endless? That's too much.
Two adjectives.
Elias looks at that and says, "Man, and I thought you were ugly before."
I think he's bigger than the Shingli.
He is the largest creature you have ever faced. And that is where we're gonna end our session.
Oh
Put
god.
a note, it's still on my turn, but yeah.
Oh no, we're
Well.
resetting completely.
Even spells?
Different initiative?
We're resetting initiative completely, so everyone's gonna re-roll.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe I'll
However,
do
because
that
you have
one.
quickly defeated him, everyone has advantage on their initiative.
Oh, cool.
Sweet.
Oh boy.
Can you get one piece of house, keep it done real quick, and place down the square for the moon name?
I will do that in between.
Thank
Don't
you.
worry, I got it marked down of what's going on in the field.
Sure.
Okay. We're gonna roll an initiative next time, right?
Correct. Roll initiative next time.
I don't think we have to worry about counterspell now.
Yeah, maybe not.
No, he has a completely different stat block now.
Yep.
Now he's a big old pile of meat.
He's a big old pile of meat, fur, and teeth. All of those tongues can attack you. He's got 10 of them.
Oh, no. Elias is going to get lopping and chopping.
Oh boy, you guys did really good. It was a little risky there because like of foresight and then having to get proc things, but you guys are doing good so far.
Thank you,
Yay.
flanking.
Ooh.
Yeah, thank you. The flanking is
Yeah.
clutch. The dodges are clutch. And
Yeah.
like I said, avoiding that disintegrate, that was key because if Elwyn was shot by that, that was immediate death and exit from a
Yeah.
game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there's the
disintegrate-
game's almost
disintegrate-
over.
Yeah, disintegrate. If it reduces you to 0, you disintegrate
Dead.
into death.
Yep, dead,
Oh,
dead.
That makes sense.
Again, ultimate saber suck.
Yeah. But yeah, good job, everyone. We will pick up there. I'm gonna adjust my table. So the 23rd, I will be settled into my new place by then. We'll continue
Yay.
this boss fight. Like I said, this is the second phase. Once you defeat this, defeated Solas, the Unhinged Endless.
Yay.
All right, we'll
This
see.
is not our final boss, right?
No, this is the general. The final boss is Alekne,
Yep.
and she is worse. But yes, we'll pick up there next time. Good job, all of you. I'm giving you all as well. On top of the advantage on your next initiative roll for phase 2, I'm giving you all a free 20 to use in the next battle.
Ooh, a nat 20?
Ooh.
Yep, it is a nat 20 on an attack roll, saving throw, and stuff like that.
Yay!
Yes. All right. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye bye.